Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of season 2 of Beyond the Mountains of Madness. If you're watching on YouTube, hi guys! And, if you're watching on Twitch, hi! We're here live. So, before I get on with everything and recap and go through a bunch of stuff, the spiel, let's go around and say who we are and who we'll be playing today, because we only get to do this 2 more times. Alright, so, we've got our dear, lovely Crumpler64. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well today. I'm very excited for this session. And again, I am Crump64. I am playing the character Baxter Wiggins, artist hired as cartographer for this expedition. Things are evolving for Baxter, and hopefully we get all these answers that he is seeking for now.
Answers? What are those?
Yes, because for a good old Hunter has left a whole pile of questions he wants answered now. What was with the eyebrows?
I don't know. Maybe you'll find out, maybe you won't. We also have wonderful Jim Mersion with us today. How are you doing, Jim?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Glad to be back for the second to last Tentacle Tuesday here on this wonderful channel. I am the last 2 sessions here, Gunther Dunwich, botanist, speleologist, get it right here in a second, and starting to have a little bit of suspicion about the rest of the crew. What's going on? I don't know. They're acting kind of weird, and maybe if I talk to one of the scientists, I'll get some answers. Because this is a very important mission we've got going on here. So.
Yeah, definitely nothing else going on here at all. Completely ordinary mission. Nothing's gonna go wrong on the way to Australia. And then, back to the States. Be fine. We also have the most illustrious and somehow still fairly sane Little Cup of Joe. How are you doing today?
Apparently I'm still fairly sane. Or at least Lena is. I can't speak for myself. So, wow, a lot has been happening and we're almost done. And I'm Lena.
No.
She might survive and she might be sane, and she got her boyfriend out of Antarctica, so that's cool.
It helps. That's good. I'm sure nothing's going to happen to him either on the way back to Australia.
Not. He's been really badass, so I believe in him at this point.
He has been. I didn't think it was going to last this long, so, he'll probably outlive all of you guys at this point. So he just rolls really, really well. Good for you, Dr. Professor Boyfriend.
He's the one that's going to write the book. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing. He's going to have to write Hayden Stewart's memoirs. Speaking of Hayden Stewart, we have my cousin Pro Restarter with us today.
Yeah, hey, glad to be back and playing Hayden Stewart, the crack shot, Nazi killing, flyboy. Perfect in all regards, totally normal. Didn't just blow up a cave and kill someone. Totally normal character that I play. Happy to be back.
Good. As long as you're happy to be here. That's the important part. We also have a Hollow Tales clean-shaven evil twin. Ash Reed, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. I'm Hollow Tail, a twin. No, I'm all right, and I'm here playing Ash again. Looking forward to it, playing my Irish occultist. It's gonna be real fun. I look forward to see how this rounds up now.
Yeah, that was a good impersonation of my pet, by the way.
Yeah, I thought I'd try and imitate your pet. I'm practicing it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we established in the green room that, my cat talks like this. She's very proper and everything and demands face scratches. But before we get into pure insanity, let's settle for some Call of Cthulhu insanity. And before we begin today's show and the recap, I would like to shout out our sponsors for today. We've got Fantasy Crowns, Roleplay's virtual tabletop of choice. You'll see all of our fantastic, lovely dice rolls are right here in this little box. So go check it out. We also are sponsored by waylandgames.co.uk. Check them out for a huge range of D&D Warhammer 40k minis for 20% off. They also have a bunch of other stuff, so definitely check them out. And Tabletop Loot. they got cool dice. I got a handful of them right here. If we hit 20 retweets, we'll give away a set of tabletop loot dice. And this week, we are also sponsored by Grimmer Space, which is a Starfinder-compatible horror RPG from Sean Astin of Lord of the Rings. 9-year-old me is geeking out. Grimmer Space is on Kickstarter with only a few days left in the campaign, so make sure to support the Kickstarter while you still can, because it's awesome. And, you know, space horror, Starfinder, yeah, check it out. It's going to be great. I believe there's going to be a little thing on tomorrow about that, so keep your eyes peeled and open. Speaking of eyes peeled and open, there's also other ways you can interact with today's game, like donations. You can donate nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and more. So just check it out below there. They always contribute interesting factors. And we only have 2 episodes left, so if you want to interact, now's the time to do it. Last week on Beyond the Mountains of Madness, they escaped. They left the South Pole encampment where the Germans had been staying, and had a slight, bit of a dogfight midair with the plane that Hayden was flying and a Zeppelin. They had a bunch of kegs of plane fuel with dynamite strapped to them that they were like, we'll just drop it on the Zeppelin. And it almost went off as planned until the plane banked a bit and it rolled inside the plane. But Dr. Professor Boyfriend at Law, also known as Professor Percival Lake, was able to miraculously throw it out of the plane before it exploded in their plane, and instead took out the Zeppelin, because, you know, Zeppelins are bad. But we also have, they got back, and we met a new person, Mr. Gunther Dunwich. Not that he's new, per se, he's just that he's kind of climbed the ranks in the time that they had been gone, and is now dealing with them on a more personal level, rather than just, oh yes, another scientist in the background, because there are so many of those on an expedition. He'd been working on some interesting plant projects, and Hayden was like, yeah, no, you can't do that here. You should do that in America. We're never coming back here, essentially. And, you know, more polite, more eloquent words, but basically that was the gist of it. Dr. Moore or Professor Moore and Acacia Lexington took all of the stuff, packed up everything. They're like, we'll leave you guys here with the last shipment. Wink, wink, wink. Basically, destroy all evidence of all the horrible shit we found and Percival Lake's old campsite, because people can't know, because if they know, it's gonna be bad. So they left y'all there to do that, but it was only then that y'all discovered that Gunther had missed his plane out and was with you guys. So while Hayden, Ash, and Professor Boyfriend at Law and the good German pilot Bauman set up and rigged the ice cave to explode, collapse in, throw some kerosene around the old lake site, Ash was going to summon a storm to help dampen the explosion. Lena and Baxter were to distract Gunther in an igloo while talking about his plants and doing sketches of them. Now, the storm is fairly loud. There is thunder booming, but it is quite the boom when y'all do a bit of demolitions in that cave there. So that's pretty much where we're going to pick back up, is right there. So, everyone in the igloo, can you please give me some listen checks? All right. You succeed, Gunther? Awesome. All right. Lena, you do as well, I assume? Yeah, because I think base listen's 30. You're muted.
Actually, no, my listen is 20.
20? All right. So,
Wow.
Gunther. So, Baxter and Lena, y'all just hear some thunder booming outside. But Gunther, you're talking all about your plants, and you hear something that doesn't sound quite like thunder. But it's a loud boom.
So, Baxter, please make sure that you get the correct leaf shape and filter and the color on this one here, because it is very unique And what was that? Did anyone hear that? Put the plant down and I'll walk over to the door. No,
There's
that
a
was
storm outside that just seemingly came out of nowhere. He didn't expect this to be on the weather for today.
Peek the door open just a little bit there, not because I don't want anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to let the heat out of and harm my plant. So, and plus, I'm only like 5 feet, and
Yeah.
just peering out the door.
Like,
That was, I don't know. That was something else.
give me a hard spot hidden check.
You don't think they would
Just-
take off without us, do you? A
No,
hard
of
what
course
now?
not. Spot hidden
They would. Heavens to
because it's storming.
All right, let's see. Spot hidden. That is fail. No go.
Okay. All right.
No,
So you don't see anything. The storm is moving around pretty much. There's some other eagles in the way. You don't see anything. But you could have sworn you heard something.
I'll quickly close it back up and turn around, and I've got frost all over my eyebrows and my beard and mustache. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I swore I should have heard something. There was didn't sound like a storm. It sounded like a boom, some kind of a loud boom, like something fell over.
Well, it's certainly possible that there's just more avalanche or something happening. What with the storm going on, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure the cave is quite safe. At any rate, we probably shouldn't go outside in this weather.
Yeah, but I'm kind of worried
The
about
boys
my.
will be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, but mayhaps I should check on my plants one more final time, and I'll start putting on my coat.
I really don't think that's the wisest idea. They're in the cave, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's just one more check. I just want to say bye to them.
I'm sure they'll be quite
know when
safe
they
in
come
there.
back.
It's deep underground. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that's very much true. And I'll strap on my big harness with all my tools and everything. And there are only 42 more plants in the box, Baxter. So if you wouldn't mind, just when you pull them out, be very gentle with them. And I'll be back here in just a few minutes. I'm sure it's not that far.
Lena's moving to the door.
Okay.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Baxter looks up into Lena, just like, "What do you want me to do?" Kind of like this was not part of the plan, so he's not coming up with an answer.
There's no way for her to convey anything to him without it being real damn obvious, but she's definitely looking at the plants, looking at him, ask a question, something, anything. Play dumb. And she's just sort of got herself in front of the door.
I really don't think I can't let you go out there in this weather. We have to at least wait until it calms down. We'll of course get your plants. I'm sure they'll be fine, but we're not going to make any kind of progress trying to get through in the storm like this. I'm sure the boys are hunkered down in there anyway, making sure everything is safe.
Did they happen to take any supplies with them in case they get snowed in, or?
Of course. We've been on this expedition for ages now. They know exactly what they're doing. You just have to trust them.
Yes, that is a good point. Y'all did go over the mountains and came back.
Yes, we did. Surprisingly.
But yeah, I was in the cave, so
I'm
know
sure
what
it'll
was
be
in
fine.
there.
Baxter, what are you doing?
He quickly
Are you
erases a
sure
bit
you
of the
got that one
sketch.
exactly right? This is very important. This is the only chance we've got to get these completed for the book.
Baxter's just like, "What are you?" And then he's picking up what Lena's trying to do. It's like, yes. If anything, Gunther, if we leave now, there's going to be stallness progress, and I ensure that since we are properly documentation of these, you are the pure verifier that makes sure that we have everything correct and precise. Need to say, you're our man.
Exactly. We really need you here more than anything else right now. We will check on your plans as soon as we're ready to leave.
Yes, very well. Yeah, and I'm not meaning to be disparaging, but yeah, keeping the proper temperature of the igloo is rather touchy for these plants. They're not your typical plants, so yeah, you probably have a point. And I'll begin removing my harness, and I'll set it back on and start taking my gear back off. And
Meanwhile,
And in return-
outside, in the storm, we've got Ash, Hayden, who just blew up the thing, and Dr. Professor Boyfriend.
And one less German.
And one less German.
One less chat.
Bye-bye, Bellman.
Well, I seem to go up quite a hedge.
Aside from Bauman still being in there, yeah, that... Bloody hell. You'd have thought he'd have ran out. Or, like, stepped out. Or at least not have been in the explosion. Bloody hell, I don't know what to do with that.
Well, he put a knife on me.
Right, and that's relevant to him being exploded in there. How? Is there a story here that I'm not, because I don't know what's going on in there? Maybe you should regale us with the tale whilst our ears ring.
Well, let's make our way back, shall we? I had suspected that Bauman was working with the professor. He was the main pilot when they brought them over. I seemed quite cozy with him. I suspected the professor for a long time. As soon as they came, Lexington had called them over. Me, a former ally, Sebastian, heard her speaking fluent German when they brought them in, and that's what gave off all the alarm bells that something wasn't right. You see, we'd had numerous amounts of sabotage on our way here, so everything was suspicious.
Right.
And
You're trying to say that Lexington's like a double agent? Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
Can you be sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean, she wants to live, right? And on top of that, I mean, aren't you the double agent?
No.
Right, and that settles that. Then I guess neither of you are, and we're all fine. I think we just need to get ourselves away from this place, and then we can go and have a nice life. And you can write your book, and I can be a kept man, apparently. And
well, about that, do you really want to just live in some manor and just have fine wine, cakes, and a beautiful woman, and rest in time at the pool, multiple villas in various locations?
Yes, all of that. 10 times over, all of that.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is just that you could be doing so much more. You could be helping us.
Saving the world from a Nazi apocalypse, which I did, so I think all those things are a good reward.
Well, we found some more of the Elder Things tokens in some other locations in the city that was beyond the mountain that suggested that there were other locations that they had worked at. And what if the Nazis or another group have a secondary location?
Ah, shit.
A backup.
I mean, can I have a bit first to enjoy the pool and the cake and manners? Oh yeah, I get it. I don't want to like a revenge of the Nazi apocalypse, but like, I think I've bought some time by now.
Don't say time. You know who's listening.
You're right. It could be
Give me
anywhere.
a spot hidden.
61. So that is a success.
So you say, you kind of look, and over your shoulder, just standing there in the blizzard, tentacles slightly waving in the breeze, just watching. Just respectful
You're right.
distance, like 10 yards or so.
There's always someone watching. Always.
But no, I plan on having some downtime, but I most likely will try and start something on my own if I don't get any funding. This has really opened my eyes to just the world, really.
Well, yes, it's a big world, and there's all the one that you can see, and the one that you can't, and the one that even I can't, and then there's the other ones, and then the other timelines. Apparently, there's a lot going on. Basically, it's a bit busy in here, so I agree with that. But I tell you what, I'll have some time. I'll enjoy the whole travel thing, the whole beautiful woman thing, the whole pool thing. Of course, assuming I'm allowed to. Not making assumptions with Miss Lexington. She might turn around and say, no, Ash, actually, you get none of that. In which case, I'll be right with you, because I've got no other way of getting in the country. But assuming that everything goes fine and I get to kick back and have a bit of time, then I'd happily join you to stop another apocalypse. It's kind of what I'm good at, I think. I'd say that it's the only thing I've done in my life, really, aside from survive a war, so I'm guessing it's what I'm good at.
I mean, it's a good thing to put on your resume. And, well, just to say, if Lexington doesn't want to give you a pool, I have my own back in New York.
That sounds pretty cool. How about I visit both? That sounds even better, in fact.
Why don't we... And I kind of look to Professor Boyfriend, MD at Law. You, Lena, and everyone is welcome there, actually. I might even have a party at my place.
Oh, that's good to know. Yes, thank you for the offer. It's very generous of you.
Of course.
And he kind of holds a big thing of like a kerosene. I think we should probably take care of the campgrounds before the storm stops. And he just hands one to each of you.
Right. Yes, right.
So, what are we going to say to Gunther about this? The whole...
Get on the plane, Gunther, we're leaving. It's cold.
Just like as you're just dumping out the kerosene.
It is true. I mean, it's simple. A simple solution. I mean, could also just leave him here if he's too adamant.
I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine here.
He stops and you see this look on his face, like cold determination.
You're right
sure
there.
we need to do that, right?
I think we'll be fine. I think we just tell him we're going on the plane, and unless he gets on, he's going to be left behind. Or, alternatively, we say, Gunther, the storm is bad. There's rock everywhere. Everything's gone. Let's get on the plane and not look at it and leave right now. And then invite him to the swimming pool, and all will be fine.
Yes. We could say we've already loaded the recommended things. Yes. No extra actions need to be planned out.
You're really concerning me, do you know that? I mean, Bauman went at you with a knife, you did some sort of karate and killed him, and then he exploded, and now you're talking about leaving
karate.
Gun fu.
Gun fu.
It's more of a Krav Maga, but yes.
Yeah, more of a Krav Maga move, yeah. But despite that, I'd say we don't need to leave him here. I mean, what's the point? He's just an innocent botanist man.
You're right. It's been a long few months. I
can imagine. When we get out of here, we'll have a drink. We'll have a nice sit down, a nice meal. We'll go and swim in your pool. Want to figure out how to swim, and then we'll have a nice time. It'll be good, and I think we'll have a great time, Hayden. And you can kick back and relax, and we'll talk about all your feelings.
Yes.
And I'll listen, and I'll pretend to understand, but I'm not very good with feelings.
No, you're not.
I mean, sometimes it depends on the day. Depends on what feelings they are. If they're too strong, I feel a bit awkward. Like if people start crying in front of me, I'm a bit like, oh, what do I do with that, Ash? That's a bit confusing. You can probably make them love you, but that's not a good idea with everybody.
You're really obsessed with this, making someone love you.
No,
I know
known
we
this
talked about it.
I was very young, and I have never used it. One day, before I die, I will use that spell. Maybe
Like
when I
use it
die.
on a cat or anything, just to test it out.
No, I can just talk to them.
Just stare at you.
He just gets back to kerosene pour.
I'm just like, I just drop it, and I'm just like, I'm done. I finished mine.
You just drop it. No, you guys have finished up. You just get, some matches and just with all the evidence of the former Percival Lakes camp goes up in flames. All burns pretty quick because you had a lot of kerosene to burn, so burns fast. And then the snow of the storm just kind of starts to cover it, and the storm's actually almost over. You kind of see it starting to lighten up because it was only going to be about a 2-hour storm. So,
We make sure the hanger as well.
Yeah, the
Hanger.
hanger too. Oh, yeah, with all the symbols and stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea. Yeah, so you're just able to kerosene. You're able to burn everything.
Yeah.
Right in just in the nick of time that the storm's starting to stop. You guys are just caked in ice and frost wherever you're not, covered in goggles and stuff. But the storm has let up, and it's a beautiful sunny day in Antarctica again. And all the evidence is gone. So,
And can I? Could I think of anything that we might have overlooked? Anything that might have someone might have said or taken or never gave back, during the pickup, or some of piece of evidence that we've kind of left out and just kind of forgot about.
give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, I could do that. He said before he fell down, dying from a brain aneurysm. That's a success. It's a hard success because my intelligence is 80.
Nice. Oh, it's Parsi. Quick, Ash, use your powers to communicate with him. Excellent. All right, so you think you're all right. Percival Lake's old camp. Lena has gone over all of the boxes and shipments and packs and crates herself and has set out the things that we needed to burn. We've burned those. Burnt the hangar, which was almost forgotten. Blew up the tunnel. You think you're pretty good. You can't think of anything that you're forgetting.
Okay. Yeah, happy with himself. He just kind of turns to Ash and Professor Boyfriend, MD at Law, and just kind of smiles and says, well, it's finally over.
Aye,
Indeed.
that it is.
And we cut to inside where the storm is finally over.
So this one here is number 18.
It's been about 2 hours.
And yeah, it's, as you can see, it's starting just to bud, which and when it does, when it blooms, which it probably won't do until we get back to the States and I can get it back into a more controlled environment. Of course, I'm going to have to set one up to try to mimic what I had here in the cave, and pauses for a moment and reflects on his plant babies in the cave. And yeah, I'm going to have to make sure that once these are grown, that I keep clipping so that I can bring them back for the next expedition and compare them to what the plants are going to look like, the ones that survive anyway, in the cave. and I make a quick note in a small little notebook. And yes, I'm going to have to make the. Anyway, yeah. Once this buds and blooms.
Yeah, and you notice that the storm is over. You don't hear that outside anymore. Occasional clashes of thunder.
Shouldn't they be coming back soon?
Well, it seems as though the storm has faded. We can give them a little bit of time.
Question
Anyway,
to Baxter.
do you have what you need?
Is Baxter using the same notebook that he drew, that he used to make notes of all the camp that Hunter had him draw in?
Yes, he will. Yes, he is.
Okay.
That's what he had on hand.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Remember, the drawing was Lena's idea. Baxter just went along.
Be more prepared for anything, Baxter.
Well, we'll probably be leaving soon, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll have to continue this maybe on the plane or on the boat back, on the ship back, Baxter. And I'll start putting the plants back
Yes,
in.
Put the plants away.
I'm going to go ahead and check on the boys and make sure they're all right, see if they need any help with anything. You two have this more or less covered?
Certainly.
Yeah, I do, Baxter. If you wanted to accompany the lady professor, I can make sure that I get everything closed up here and closed down and be ready for when the plane goes.
Certainly, Gunther. Again, thank you for assisting us and assisting you as well, and I hope we get more acquainted sometime.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Like I said, we still got about 30 or something more plants that need documenting. It's going to be very, very helpful for me once we get back into the Americas.
Of course.
Certainly.
Now, I'll be certain to give you a copy of all of my notes, and I'm sure Baxter will provide the sketches, and you have been an absolute font of knowledge, Professor Dunwich.
He gives a slight bow, and all his hair flows over. Thank you very much. And we should definitely get a lunch together also, Professor Stoddard. I think that I would definitely love to hear more of what you found in the cave, and see if we can't compare notes.
Of course. It's just a lot of soil samples and things like that. Nothing particularly surprising, actually. But, of course. Baxter, shall we go see if we can locate the others? Make sure they're all right.
Certainly.
Alright, you two step
Sure.
outside, and you see the three of them standing kind of like a circle, like, it's done. Empty box of matches on the ground.
Hey,
He's going to go
Greetings.
check on his plants in the cave.
Well,
We need to do
good luck.
something about that.
We could get the plane ready to go so that it's like, oh, we're leaving, you should come with us.
I
Perhaps.
said, because I like I said, it's cold. That's what we tell him. You know, Professor Boyfriend at law says, "Oh, we need to go and get the plane. It's
I
a plane."
don't sound like that.
you,
Well, I
you
mean,
do.
kind of.
I have
Yeah, but
husky
like,
con voice. I can't help myself.
I know you have con voice. It's very
Husky
good.
convention voice. I did so much talking in this thing called Origins.
You have to.
Is that a convention for the elder things?
Yes, they have a convention.
Putting on
I mean, there's
lectures.
only 5 of them, but they were fascinated on human history and how it had progressed. So
Right.
The camera pans to like a leaflet. It's like, not sponsored by Origin.
we called it the Origins of Humanity. It's
Right.
rather fascinating.
Sounds
Yes.
like a killer time.
Yes, we had to do something. to pass the time.
We tell him it's cold and get on the plane, and then we're like, we're going. And then if he's like, no, I'm going to go and get my plans, we fly away.
Yes. That seems like a plan, although if he's as persistent as I am reading him to be, he might try to go there anyway, and he's going to find a mess.
Well, I mean, I tell you what.
Blame it on the storm.
Yes, we can blame it on the storm. I can be very persuasive. I'm sure I can manage to talk him round.
Yeah, so we can. How long is it from there to the place? To the cave?
From the cave to the plane?
Yeah. Thank
5-10 minute walk.
Okay.
It's not far. Not far at all.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden just says, well, we've been gone for a while. We could have just said that we've loaded everything onto the plane. I think we can easily. I can prop up some supplies in the plane and put a tarp over it to make it look like a bunch of sealed items.
Anything we can do to get him from, keep him from looking into that cavern, I think is wise. Let's get the plane ready.
I think we have a lot of solutions. I think we'll be fine.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, well, we have the plane and he does not.
Indeed, we do. And
Right.
we have all of our charms combined to coerce him onto the plane.
You could also use your.
I mean, there is that. That is a last case scenario. But if I need to take the sacrifice, Hayden, I will.
I've seen him look at you. He seems quite enamored, anyway. So
That's fair. We just need some of his blood or hair, and then I'll need a few hours.
I didn't have this information beforehand.
That is a point. I should probably. I didn't think. And the minutiae of these things, the details, always seems to be a thing that I shouldn't say much. But
In any case, let's get the plane ready. Time is growing short.
All right.
So we're
Good
guys
point.
gonna
heat up the
put
plane,
fake
get it ready to
supplies
go.
up and heat it up and all that. Yeah.
All right.
Look, supplies.
So Gunther,
Chop, boys.
you have
supplies on the
packaged
side.
your plants there, ready to go. You hear the sound of an engine whirring. You think that's probably them starting to heat up the plane because it takes a bit of time because they have to blowtorch the engine for a while first. So, but you think that they're probably getting ready to leave. At your plant box.
Now I'm putting the last bit of coals and ice over the fire to make sure that it's out and that it stays out.
Yep.
And I've got my last box, and so I'll just peek out of the window of the door again. I don't open it fully.
Mm-hmm.
Are we almost ready?
Yes.
If anyone's out there.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Come warm yourself by the engines.
Make sure the door's open. I'm coming through.
All right, doors wide open.
So I fling the igloo flap open real quick, grab my box, and haul it towards the plane.
Okay. It looks like they are pretty much packed up, ready to go.
All right, so I'm jingling. I've got all my tools and everything, and I'm, louder than 3-4 people put together, just coming through. Don't worry. I'll get you out of the cold quickly. Make my way
All right.
toward the plane.
Yep. You're able to get it loaded onto the plane, no problems. All situated.
Where do you put it on the plane?
Where I look at the Professor Stoddard, is there a place that we have room for this one last box?
I think so, yes.
Just want to make sure that I don't.
You can put it right over there.
She'll just gesture to where some of the other, perfectly normal, actually average, real shipments are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go over and put it in. Is there an extra tarp or piece of tarp or something I can lay over it also?
Yeah, there's plenty of that kind of stuff in the plane.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
a little pile of folded tarps.
Yeah. Strap it. Make sure it's strapped down, secure, so it doesn't float around, and cover it down. And well, I guess it's time to leave. I look out the door towards the cave entrance again. Is that smoke?
No,
Give me
it's grey snow.
Yes. A spot hidden check.
Flying upwards.
Common occurrence.
Common occurrence. The gray smoke. Gray snow.
Let's see,
It's an Antarctica thing.
It's an Antarctic phenomenon, the gray snow that floats upwards.
You said spot hidden. That is that's a fail.
Alright. It's a little... it looks like maybe... A lot of the snow would have dampened most of it. I mean, you had 2 hours worth of blizzard coming in post collapse, so maybe it's just a little bit of snow got kicked up, stray wind. It's very flat, windy here, so.
I'll shuffle over towards the nearest seat. Looks like there might be another storm coming in. Those things have been kicking up here recently. I think we might want to leave while we have a good window of opportunity. And I'll sit in and strap myself down and just look around.
I'm going to come out from the cockpit and just kind of say, well, we're going to be going off in a moment. I'm just going to double check everything. Make sure you're strapped in. As you said, going further, there's been a lot of storms lately. So if you hit any, be sure to keep yourself strapped in and non-moving as things tend to fly about. Maybe just double check our precious cargo here. I'm going to make sure it's strapped, go around the back. And as I go around the back, I'm going to just stealthily light one of the blow torches and just
Okay.
get it on fire.
You're gonna start a fire on the plane?
I mean,
no.
So I look like I'm fastening, but I'm actually undoing them. So if we need to shove them off, we could just shove them off. But
We gotta go.
yeah, quickly just put them off the plane, or quickly and I'm gonna do other ones where it's the real samples. So if we need to put out the flames, it's damaged, right? It's too bad.
Oh,
An accident.
so it's for
happened.
you're doing it to the fake samples.
No, the real ones.
We're doing it to the real ones, the real plants. Okay,
Mhm.
give me this is gonna be a sleight of hand.
Yeah,
We're gonna stealth. All out stealth
put
check.
points in.
Stealth or sleight of hand. This is how you do sneaky stuff.
Totally know how to do this. Wait, I think I wrote it wrong. Got a 27.
27. Is that a success?
God, you know what? Second to last episode, I'm gonna spend 7 points of my luck to make it a success.
All right.
I'm gonna regret that when Cthulhu comes for us.
Cthulhu rises out of the sea and just eats your ship. Anyways, yeah, you're able to set fire to what you want. Thankfully, you all took the kegs of plane fuel with dynamite strapped to them to blow the cave, so that's not a hazard currently. There still is, of course, the fuel tanks on the plane, but who's thinking about that?
Not me.
Not the pilot.
Not the crazy pilot.
So you just set it on fire and kind of nonchalantly walk back.
Yeah, just I kind of light it a little bit, so there's hot heat coming, so it would catch a flame mid-air kind of. It's oh no, it's an accident. Oh.
Okay,
no.
so you sneak over, light it, nonchalantly walk back and immediately take off and start flying. Okay. Give me a piloting check. Give me a piloting check, please.
Why am I so bad?
You're such a good pilot. You're able. You were like you had this baby warmed up. You just finish the rest of your sequence and then take off. It's a little bit of a quick takeoff, everybody, but Aiden seems to have it under control. You guys are flying for a couple minutes, and I'd like spot hidden checks from everyone on the plane, please.
Oh boy. Hell yeah.
I see.
All right.
Success.
You do. All right. So those of you who succeed kind of smell a slight burning sensation. Like Percival's let me see if he notices. He's with you. Holy shit, he rolled a 1.
Professor
God, he's
Boyfriend.
the best. He's the best. I didn't like him at first, but now I'm in love with him. Jesus Christ.
I don't know what it is.
Congratulations, Lena. You have good taste.
All right, so he's
Okay.
saying, so what do you think about like Jameson, or Jones? Or, do you smell that? And then you're like, smell what? And then you take a second, you're like, yeah, I do.
Oh no.
Something's
Smells
burning.
like something's burning.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gunther's mustache twitches. Yeah, I smell something too now that you mention it. Start to get up from the plane, to my chair, just to look around a bit.
It's a smooth, even ride right now.
And, I mean, what is it? Is that normal? I don't know what smells are usually on planes, so.
No, generally, I
Not-
think if you smell fire on a plane,
That's very bad. Let me get up and
That's
see if I can
extremely
see where
bad.
it's coming from.
Yeah, unbuckle
Lena's
and
like,
You get up, and once you stand up, you see a little bit of the smoke, because y'all are sitting there, and it's, big open thing, and smoke at the top. So, you guys notice it's a little hazier when you stand up, and you go, and you see, kind of stepping back a few steps behind all the seats, a burning box of plant samples.
is that my box on fire? And I jump.
Uh-huh.
Leap for it.
It is your box on fire. It is very much on fire.
Right, yeah, I'm just going to grab, just try to run and jump and dive onto it and put it out.
Give me just a dex check. You trying to smother it with your body?
Yeah, I'm going to, yeah.
Okay.
oh no.
Yep.
Okay.
Dex, okay, so that is...
Yeah. Just to see how well you basically stop, flop, and roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
21. Cool. So hard success.
Yep.
So you see your box is on fire. You just jump on it,
Yep.
try to pat, smother.
Dive and just envelop it and hug it, and I'm patting it with my hands, my legs, patting it. My box, my plants. Putting it out.
All right. Roll me a d100.
Ooh, D100. All right.
Like 20 damage you die.
Oh god.
All right. What'd you get?
52.
52. So about half of the plants are shriveled up and burnt.
Okay. So did I get the fire out?
But you did get the fire out, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
put it out. So I kind of wrestle with it. I pull the box up, and I'm over near the side of the plane, I think. I lean up against and I'm holding the box. And fire singed my hair, my eyebrows, my beard. So I've got these little black places all over the front of me now. And my uniform, my suit, my snowsuit's been dirty, and it's just added a few more burn places into it now. And I start a couple of sobs, see some large tears well up in my eyes there, and I just hug the box and cry and whimper just a little bit, and I'm pulling one little burnt plant out, and I'll set it to the side and cry and shaking hands, pull another little burnt plant out and set it to the side, and I'll do that the next few minutes.
Okay. So this is
So that happened.
yeah. None of you have any idea, well, except for one of you, how that happened. You saw nothing. You heard nothing. Just
Yeah, it's one of those.
spontaneously combusted. Take off.
Heard of boxes exploding before, whipping up into flames. Never seen it. I'm sorry for the loss of your plans.
I'm not listening. Don't hear. Just sobs.
I'm also sorry for your bloody manners, then. He says, and just turns back to fly.
Oh, and so the plane keeps traveling on towards the coast. Perhaps a little more solemn than original, but as you guys land, Dr. Professor Boyfriend, MD at law, says, yes, I do think that's a good one. Lawrence Griffith. I like it. It's a strong name. It'll go with this beard I'm trying to grow. You're a bit hard to hear, my dear. Perhaps it's all this turbulence.
I'm so sorry. It'll go nicely with the scruff you've got going on. It's actually a good look for you, I think.
Oh, well,
Quite like
thank
it.
you.
So I think as he hears this, I think I was going to turn around and go, got it, you should call yourself Butch Strongman.
I think we're settled on a name, Ash, but thank you.
Right, well, it's in the options.
Of course, we'll
That's all I needed.
take
Just a
it into
backup.
consideration.
bit of recognition is all I needed. It's a bit nerve-wracking being this high in the air.
I'm so glad you were thinking of us. Really.
Always thinking about you, not in a weird way.
I wouldn't imagine so.
No.
You can save that for Miss Lexington.
Aye, that's always in a weird way. Hasten sort of just laughs a little.
Mm-hmm. And as you kind of laugh a little, out of the corner of your eye, you see just eyes.
Black eyes.
At you.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Everyone did never laugh. Not for 13 years.
Just quietly sitting in the plane, watching. It's got Bob's face on currently, because y'all are about to get back to the ship,
Oh, yeah.
to the Gabrielle. Which you do. You're able to see where everyone's pretty much got docking up, landing. A lot of supplies have already been brought on board the ship. You guys are able to land, no problems, easy peasy. They've cleared out the runway for you. You're able to give me a piling check just to see if you can make it look real nice, real cool as you pull in for our landing.
Yeah, that's a success.
Success. You're able to make it look good. Like, oh, is he coming in too fast? Ah, no, he's got it. Like, you're able to
I'm out of
make
control.
it look good. Yeah, you're able to make it look real good. As you guys land, a few people immediately come up to help you out. Olaf is one of them. And he's like, is there anything I can help lift or carry onto boat? We're almost ready to go.
Well, we've got plenty of supplies that need to be loaded, and the last pieces of the shipments.
All right,
Maybe-
I will load up sled, and you see all the huskies. The doggos all ready with their sled, ready to just
Oh,
sled
no.
over any materials.
A fire.
Not gonna set the doggos on fire.
No, I'm saying The fire.
Oh, that's your reaction as you come out of the cockpit. I was like, "You're not setting the dogs on fire, pro."
No. I'm like, oh no, there's no fire.
We'll use that love spell so hard on you if you try anything.
just wake up in the middle of the night to a large Russian man holding a knife over you.
Yeah.
Why, hello.
Do not
So
hurt
you guys
him,
are able
doggos,
to-
or he will hurt you.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are able to load up any remaining supplies that didn't catch fire onto the dog sleds and whoop, shoot them up onto the Gabrielle, and you are able to get on board. Y'all start to head out. You see that the Tallahassee is not too far away. You can see them in the distance. It looks like they've just finished loading and are starting to kind of take off as well. And you see two familiar faces on the deck as you guys come aboard. Captain Vrendenberg and First Officer Turlo, kilted even in this Antarctic weather, as always.
Yes,
It's good to see you all getting back here safe and sound. Heard there was some mishaps along the way.
Yes, it was, well, Antarctica is not exactly the most hospitable of places and, doesn't treat guests very kindly.
That's why you stayed on the boat. Alright. Checking everyone in. Alright. Mr. Stewart, Miss Stoddart, Mr. Dunwich, Mr. Wiggins. Who are you two?
Ash.
Came in with Lexington.
Yes.
This is
This
they're
the plane
from
to
the
go-
Lexington expedition. Yes.
Alright, well, Mr. Norris informed me we're meeting up in Australia, so just give me the names and I'll make sure you get transferred over there or whatever.
Of course.
Alright. So he gets down, writes down Ashley Reed and Lawrence Griffin.
Yeah.
Y'all are able to go down and bring all your belongings that were not on this last shipment have already been put in your quarters, including Dr. Professor Boyfriend at Law. His stuff that has been pulled out of, like, oh, these are the things that we found on remnants of the camp. They've been pulled out from that by Moore and placed into the cabin.
That's amazing.
Into like normal. Into like a
yeah.
normal bag.
To a normal bag, not an evidence bag. And so that is in your room because you no longer have Lois as a roommate. Hi. Ship's cat says hi.
It's our queen.
Aw.
It is. She says hello.
For long it's been the time.
Hello. Good to say you made it back safe from Antarctica. Now we're going to Australia.
She looks extremely
All right.
done.
She's tired. All right, so you guys all go up to your rooms, ready to get out, get your stuff all unpacked and ready to
Yeah.
for the long
Situated.
voyage home.
Definitely.
All right. So obviously, Dr. Professor Boyfriend, MD at Law, is going to be staying with Miss Stoddard. But where's Ash going to be sleeping? Baxter and Hayden are lacking roommates.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna go for Baxter on this because
Okay.
I mean
Hayden
I think
seems a little
Hayden
unstable.
probably needs his space.
Okay.
He's had people pulling knives on him and stuff, so he's probably gonna go over to Baxter and be like, "Hey Baxter, old buddy, old pal, old friend, can I
Yeah.
stay with you? Only I don't really have a room, and from what I've heard, it's you or Hayden, and Hayden is a lovely man, but I don't feel safe." And I figured we could maybe practice our magic drawing Pictionary show.
You got me there. Come in.
Oh, thank God, thank you. He's his little head inside.
And Bob is already has already turned up the beds to get ready for the evening. As Bob is Baxter's butler for this journey. And so he goes, Would you be requiring anything else, sir?
I'll wait to go back in time and wait, never mind, I won't make a joke. You'll probably take it very seriously.
Time is no joking matter. But, sir, is there anything else I can provide for you this evening? Master Wiggins.
No, for now. Just if anything, accompany my dear friend Ash if he requires anything, assist him to
Okay.
wedding.
That shan't be a problem, sir.
I think I'm fine. Maybe you should focus
No,
on that.
Ash, please. It's the least I can do. You've done a lot for us.
Oh, well, I can't turn down such emotional kindness. You say he's kind of looking between the one that he knows as the time police and the Baxter. It's the worst kind of kindness.
Right, so I shall leave you to your duties for the evening. And he kind of just takes off like some your shirt for the next day, and he's going to go like press it. Not you. Cat. Stop chewing on that, y'all. Everyone is able to have a nice, quiet night on the Gabrielle. It's pretty calm. All that you hear is the gentle kind of lapping of the sea against the side of the ship. It's fairly peaceful. It almost reminds you guys of the time before you got to Antarctica when everything was just fine and nothing was the matter. But the next day comes, and you all are woken up to a bit of a grinding noise going on above.
Like, get up.
Uh-huh.
Put on my stuff, get my 2 guns now that I'm not in the cold, and head out. I just have like the holsters around like my arms, and I'm not wearing a jacket. I just kind of go out.
Yeah.
What's that noise?
For a second, I put up my guns. Nothing else.
Still a little too chilly for that, but
Still got too much sanity for that. But yeah.
the deck.
Hmm?
Anybody else going up? Are y'all just like, it's early?
You see Gunther over the side. Have we left? We're just on the boat. We haven't left.
Left. Yeah, you've left Antarctica.
We're
you're leaving.
leaving. Yeah, leaving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gunther is on the side. He's got a large piece of cloth, it looks like, and he's bundling up. Throw it overboard.
So, see that, Hayden, as you come up, you see that, but also that the grinding noise is them breaking through thin layers of ice. This isn't an ice cutting ship, but it seems that that them sailing around just on the inside of the sea, the outside edges have gotten a little frozen since you passed through. There was a storm that cleared the way for you kind of on your way in, but you haven't had that kind of weather on your way out. So, the grinding is just the ice scraping against the hull of the ship. And
I think he comes out kind of frantic, like looking around, like what, and then he kind of sees it, and it's just like, oh, it's just a mundane thing. Like, why would I?
First Officer Turlow's on the ship, and he's like, "Can I help you, Mr. Stewart?"
Yes, I heard a noise. Is everything all right?
Everything's just fine. There's a bit of ice in the way, but we never let a little bit of ice stop us. Oh, no, sorry. We're going to be getting back to Australia in record time. I'm determined to beat the Tallahassee.
Right. Any help with it?
You want to swim and try to push it a little faster?
No.
Then we're fine. Don't worry about it.
Right. Of course, I should go back to my room and rest.
Whatever you like. I believe our mess will be open soon for breakfast.
Right. Breakfast. Is the communication radio available?
Aye. The radio's working just fine. Welcome to it.
Right. I'll head there. Thank you.
Alright. So you head to the radios and you actually see Joe on the radios. He's like, alright, yeah, Ma. Yeah, okay. I promise I didn't forget your birthday. Alright. I'm in Antarctica. Ma. Yes, I'll be there for Easter. Alright, we're coming back in a few months. Alright. Yeah, I love okay. Some people are coming to use the radio. Okay, I love you too, Ma. Bye. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. How you been sleeping?
Off and on, some weird dreams, but nothing like that out of the ordinary considering what we've seen. So.
Yeah, well, get you back home to your mom real soon.
Well, yeah. I might visit and then go back out and do something else because it's been real nice. I didn't tell her we had radio contact while we were in Antarctica because it's a very plausible place to not have radio contact. But now I figured I should let her know. Back on the boat. Told her I got stabbed by a penguin, so she wouldn't question the gaping bullet wound.
Right.
Back, but.
Well, when we get back, I'll probably have some more work for you, so me and you can work closely together.
Yeah, I'd like that a whole lot.
I would as well.
Yep. Stop chewing on your phone.
What are you doing, Joey? All right?
Sorry. It's just the ship's cat. It's chewing on its collar. It's driving me crazy. Alright.
I pat him on the lower half of his back and I'll use the radio. You give him a wink before I go.
Kind of finger guns.
Break up with him instantly.
Alright, so you use the radio. Are you calling your agent?
I am calling my agent. It's been a while.
Right. It's been a long while.
What name did we give her?
Gosh, it's been so long. We'll call her Carol.
Carol, okay.
Good agent name.
Carol?
Yeah, hi. Mr. Stewart, it's been a while.
It has. We've had a few storms and trouble with some antennas. How's everything with you?
Oh, the press has died off a little bit, mostly because there hasn't been many reports coming from Antarctica, but nothing that can't be resolved. I heard that the Lexington is, Miss Lexington on the Tallahassee is headed back towards Australia. Are you all en route as well?
Yes, we are. All ready to come back and report our findings.
Anything crazy like I don't know. It's like archaeology. You did mapping stuff, right? Like I don't know. Did you find like a T-Rex or something?
I don't know about that. I didn't have much to do with that, but I got daring do's of stormy weather and piloting adventures and an avalanche and barely surviving.
The press will certainly like that.
Yes, I think it'd be good to put in for the memoirs for the book. I also think that we can also add it to the initial sabotage. Some of our equipment was kind of sabotaged. That's kind of why some of the accidents happened when we were out. So add a bit of flavor onto that as well. It is.
Of course, we'll have to phrase it in the most tragic and terrible way possible because that's what sells. Tragedy sells numbers like you wouldn't believe. So just make sure you write everything down. We'll have a type editor go over it, and we'll dress it up, make it look real nice.
I will.
Anything when you get to Australia?
I want to make a reservation. when I go.
All right.
And I'm going to name like one of the top restaurants.
Okay, sure thing. How many?
I name all of us, including Lexington.
Okay.
And the crew.
Okay. Wow, so I will be right on it. Certainly, Mr. Stewart. It'll be ready waiting for you when you get to Australia.
Thank you. I mean, before I left, I was pretty famous.
You were pretty famous.
Yep. Yeah, and that's it. I also kind of want to just have like a chit chat and just kind of grill her to see if she's been squeezed by anybody.
She's been squeezed. It doesn't seem to be so. Mostly, the press is asking her for any in-depth exclusives that, Hayden may have told her that he hasn't told any other press stories yet. She's like, I haven't given him anything. She hasn't given him anything because she wants the juicy story to be coming out in your book, because that's what's going to make it sell the best. People, so we'll come out with a tease story to give the papers, but she's like, I haven't told them anything that the papers don't already know. It's driving them crazy. I think it's been rather slow probably the past month or so. Y'all haven't been reporting in.
No, and just before I go, I say to her, put this in potential taglines for the book. Beyond the mountains, and I'll think of something else later.
All right, beyond the mountains. All right, got it. You're expected to arrive in Australia on New Year's Eve, by the way, so you know. So, fun coincidence.
Indeed, it is. Have a good one.
You as well, Mr. Stewart. Let me know if you need anything.
Hang up and feel pretty good for like booking the reservations, like the normalest thing I've done in a while.
Yeah, it is. And you actually realize that as you kind of go, it's going to be Christmas in a couple of days.
Man, it's gonna be my character's birthday. Just decided that.
The greatest of all.
Gotta get my birthday headshots now.
Yep. Get some Christmas headshots taken in Australia. All right. So, still feeling pretty good. Had some normalcy. What about Ash and Baxter? You two wake up sometime that morning. This grinding noise going on.
Was that normal? It wasn't just me, is it?
No, you're not the only one.
Oh, thank God for that. So what's going on? You're the one who's versed in these things.
You would think that I'm just an artist.
You're a damn good artist, Baxter. And our
It's a lie.
show will be amazing.
Oh, artists sing with their ruse. I guts for an easy job. It turned out to be something else. Anyway, long story short, we better check it out.
Yeah, we better in case this thing is sinking. He says and gets up and will get dressed.
Oh, but now I'm worried.
Both of your outfits are laid out and pressed.
Yeah, he'll There we go.
Like Bob was at work early this morning.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head up above deck, and you notice the same thing. First Officer Turlo standing out there with his parka and kilt and his pipe, and ice getting broken. What is Gunther up to now? It's been a few minutes.
Oh, no, he's still at the prow of the ship, watching the ice breaking and alone in his thoughts there for a moment. Something was curious about the box, the flames, the burning on the box, and so after I threw my dead plants overboard and just kind of thinking about that, watching the ice.
You've never seen a box of plants spontaneously combust before.
Rather curious.
And you guys kind of see what's going on outside. And Lena, you wake up with Dr. Professor Boyfriend MD at law. And you hear that slight grinding noise as well. But you also notice Percy's still asleep. Well, pardon me. I gotta use his new
Lawrence.
name. Lawrence
Mr.
is
Griffin.
still Mr. Griffin is still asleep. And you notice that your suitcase has been undone. And left a couple things kind of halfway out of it.
Yeah, that's weird, because she usually keeps her stuff pretty tightly sealed.
Mhm.
She's going to take a look at that and go through and take stock of everything
Mhm.
very carefully.
All right, so you kind of just quietly get out, open it up, look through, kind of do an inventory. You notice that 2 things are missing. Those 2 objects that Lois wanted to bring back. It's 2 like the slightly flexible stone.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in there.
Okay. She's gonna kind of take a look around the room. I feel like they would have probably locked or can they lock the doors to their
Yeah, you
cabins?
can lock the doors. The door is
Okay.
still locked.
Okay. She just sort of looks to where Professor Dr. Boyfriend is still sleeping, considers waking him up a moment, and then looks to his things. And is going to briefly search them.
All right. His things are intact. They're exactly as you left them the night before. You do notice, though, as he kind of like pulls out from under the bed, there is an empty pemmican wrapper kind of slid under the bed as well.
All right, this is rather strange.
And she's just gonna shake him awake.
Hmm. Here, I took a what? Excuse me. Sorry. Yes.
Sorry to wake you, dear, but
Been
a couple of things
grinding.
stolen out of my bag. I think they're
Stolen?
probably just dealing with the ice. It's an ice cutting ship, isn't it?
I don't think it's an ice cutting ship, but I got the impression that they wouldn't stop your first mate. So.
No, he'll treat it like an ice cutting ship. We just have to make sure we get to Australia in one piece.
All right. What was stolen? What was taken?
Oh, a couple of things Lois had wanted me to bring back. A couple of stones. And it looks like perhaps someone has gotten into your pemmican. So we have a very hungry thief on our hands, it looks like.
So it would seem. Is the door unlocked? He's
No.
kind of like sitting up and rubbing his eyes now, kind of like waking up.
Mhm.
This is incredibly peculiar. Give me a spot hidden check.
You get it.
He's still waking up, but you've got this with the sticks. Dang.
Been awake for 5 minutes and I miss nothing.
Yeah, you're the morning person. He's the night owl. We just learned this right now.
Apparently.
Apparently. So you're looking around. You see, that there is, the stuff in your suitcase. Like I'm sure you or the professor had a bar of pemmican in your suitcase. Just rations. Just don't throw shit in here. Let's go.
Yeah.
The wrapper is impeccably clean. And you notice near the excuse me, came out of nowhere. Near the heater in your room, because each room has like a little wall heater. You notice there's a slight corrosive, like almost like a trail dripping down from it on the wall onto the floor, and where it lands on the floor is right next to where that pemmican wrapper was.
I think I found their mode of entry.
Oh.
come and take a look at this.
There's a crack in the wall about this big.
Yeah, she's kind of looking really closely. She's not touching the where it looks
Mhm.
corrosive.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Looks like
Neither
somebody
do
may have-
I.
What could possibly have done that?
What could
I don't
even
think-
fit through there? Like a slug? Insect
I
or
don't think
something?
something came back with us, do you?
I certainly hope not. I mean, you checked everything, right?
Several times. And I made sure nothing unusual was packed amongst the shipments. Certainly not in my belongings, other than the stones.
Well, seems these stones, they couldn't have just gotten up and walked away.
No, that's ridiculous. They were strange minerals, but they were minerals nonetheless.
All right, well, I guess we should inform the others what's going on.
Yes, at very least let them know to keep an eye open for a rogue slug or something.
Slug, well, if we went towards the heater, perhaps it's attracted to heat. Might want to look in the engine room or something.
That's a good idea. I'll
Do you want
go
to
ahead
look
and,
in the room and I tell the others, or we both do them, or we just reverse that? You go to the engine room, I tell them. It's fine.
I'll let the others know and see if I can gain entry to the engine room. But
Oh, yes.
you want to start making
Turn-
friends? You are more than welcome to, Mr. Griffin.
I will do my best. Let's see. He kind of
Wait.
gives you a little peck on the cheek as he, gets
Yeah.
buttons up quick and then heads out.
She's gonna get dressed and go find, see where the boys are.
Mm-hmm.
Head down to where their rooms are at and see if there's been any activity.
It seems that they're not in their rooms currently, but if you go up on deck, you see that Hayden looks like he's finishing up in the radio room, and the other three are on deck.
Yeah, she'll make her way up on deck after passing their rooms.
Good morning.
Morning, Lena. How'd you sleep?
Good. First decent night's sleep in ages, it seems like. How about you?
Aye. Pretty well. Pretty well. It's good to hear. Aside from the swaying, that was a bit disconcerting, but
Takes a little bit of getting used to, but don't worry, you'll get your sea legs just in time for us to land.
I'm sure we will. Everything all right?
Actually, I hate to ruin your morning, but there's a little bit of a complication I've discovered.
What's that about a complication?
Seems a couple of items from my bag was stolen, and we might have a rogue creature on the ship somewhere.
Now, when you say creature, like on a scale of like a rabbit to like a shovel, what are we speaking?
I don't know. A shoggoth?
Yes.
Do shoggoths come in slug sizes, or could they fit through
they
a
come in
heater,
all sorts
perhaps?
of sizes. With lasers, without lasers. He's like distantly looking off into the distance.
Ash.
Yes,
I
sorry.
need you to concentrate.
Right.
She gives him a hearty pat on the back.
Maybe. No, it's fine. If they're looking for heat, where do you think they'd go? We can surely have a look around.
We were thinking maybe the engine room. It's probably the warmest place on the ship.
Would make sense.
But it seemed it would have traveled through the heater because there was some sort of corrosive something on the vent.
Oh,
And
that
it
sounds
apparently has a
bad.
bit of a penchant for pemmican, or at least that was the only thing that was edible to it. Found an empty wrapper, made clean.
We should check that, and also make sure we check, I guess, if it's small bits of meat. Make sure we check the animals as well. in the
Might
pantry.
not be a bad idea to check the animals in the food stores yet.
Definitely. Be a good idea. Let's
Which
go
of you
have a
has
look.
the best rapport with the fellows in the engine room?
I do. I remember I had spent some time with the crew before we got here.
I don't suppose you'd mind checking in with them, see if they let you in there to have a look around.
Yeah, I'll just head to... Do they have any alcohol on them?
Maybe a little.
Don't.
Not much, but a little bit.
Sense a Scottish man behind me.
What?
Well, if anyone on this ship is going to have alcohol, I think we all know who it is.
That's true. I do remember we shared a drink.
We also found a bunch of bottles of fine Scotch whiskey, and he confiscated.
Yeah, I remember that.
Confiscated, eh?
I'm gonna go over to him if he's there and
No,
have a
he's
chat
been
about that.
standing on the deck, watching the ice breaking going on, smoking his pipe, his kilt blowing in the breeze.
Majestic.
Brave.
Was his name Tello? Tello.
Oh, hey there, Mr. Stewart. How can I help you today?
Feeling a bit relaxed, and I was wondering if, since we're back now and we're heading to Australia, that you might want to open one of those bottles we found.
Oh, well, you know, the majority of those were confiscated, but kind of like nudges you over to the deck of the ship. To the, you know, where they did the steering and stuff. I can't think of the word right now. You know what I mean? Kind of like pops open a compartment that's just like right next to the steering wheel. That looks like it's part of the side and pulls out a half bottle. Kind of pops back into place.
Confiscated.
Pulls it, like you see, like pulls out a little flask from the spoon, kind of tops it off. Here, you can have the rest of the bottle.
Thank you.
Chill.
It's good.
There's much of it while you were on the Antarctica.
It's good to know that it was kept in good hands.
Only the best of hands.
Indeed. It's been a while, Taylor, and I like pat him on the back, and I'll head
good at
back to the others.
Hayden walks back moments later with a half bottle of Scotch whiskey.
There we go.
Well, excellent work.
Yes, forgot how competent I could be with people. It's been this whole situation has just made me feel so inadequate.
You're nothing like inadequate, mate. You're very adequate.
Your piloting has saved us on more than one occasion, Hayden. And now your people skills will hopefully save us from this new mystery.
Yes. You and I kind of look towards Lena and I just kind of say, mystery on a boat. And reminds me of how we all first started out.
Yes. Just a few people short now. Anyway, there's work to do. Let's split up, look around. Ash, you want to come with me?
Yes, of course. I'm happy to come with you, Miss Lana.
And
Yeah,
Gunther,
well-
you definitely notice Mr. Stewart standing there with a bottle of half-full Scotch whiskey, and they're all talking hush-hush on the deck.
Spirit.
Yeah, you can see he's got a new snowsuit on. It's clean and doesn't have any holes, and it's brand new. Looks like. And yeah, he's standing on deck, and he notices everyone standing there, and he'll just give a little wave. And from this distance, with all his hair, you can't tell if he's smiling or otherwise. And just a little wave and a nod, and
Why are you
Right.
hiding your face, Hayden?
Turn my attention back to watching the ship breaking the ice. It's
Okay.
always rather interesting.
All right. Cool.
Grab Baxter.
I will keep.
Baxter and Ash are up on deck with you guys. So.
I'm going to keep them in my peripheral just for a second.
Okay.
Just
Give me a spot hidden as well. Gunther.
For them, daggers were hiding.
that's a success from a 45.
Excellent, hard success. So, as you kind of keep them in the peripheral of your vision, you notice something else in the peripheral of your vision, almost like a rat, kind of skitters across the deck real quick. Big black rat.
Tentacles.
As I understand it, rats are rather common on board ships, but then I think, wait a minute, we've been in Antarctica for the ship's been docked ice side for months. I don't know. I'll have to bring that up to the captain to see if that's rather common. But I look up to the deck, the control room.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see the captain up there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just make a mental note to bring that to his attention a little bit later, and I can see he's trying to guide the ship through all this ice, so I won't bother him with it right now. Okay. Yeah, and then I'll just turn my head back and still keep them in my peripheral there.
Okay. And so the four of y'all are gonna go down to the engine room.
I think Lena's leaving that to Hayden. She's going to take Ash and Baxter if he wants to come along and head to the mess hall and the place where they store food and hang out.
Sure.
Hungry for breakfast, definitely.
Yeah, breakfast is about ready to be served.
Do they all leave at once? Does everyone exit all at the same time?
I think Hayden would step out first with his bottle, and then you see the other three looking like they're gonna leave.
All right.
Hayden's also strapped.
Yeah.
Gun bound.
Ready to fight.
Jesus. Poor guy.
All right, so you guys head down to the mess hall. You know that a couple of the mess people have been replaced whilst you all were in Australia due to one of them being a saboteur, one of the mess boys. So you come downstairs and there's actually a young lady who is getting all the stuff cooked up. G'day, is there anything I can help you with? Breakfast is almost ready.
Oh, wonderful. We were just wondering if we could have a little look. I thought I saw maybe I don't know, some sort of pest got into my things and found the pemmican. Just want to make sure everything's okay here.
What kind of pests are in Antarctica?
I've no idea. I'm not a biologist.
Yeah, there's some scary ones out there. Yeah.
Well, I'm a cook. Here's breakfast. And it looks like she's cooked up some bacon and eggs and that kind of thing, which is like the first real food you guys have seen in a while. It's not just pemmican and stuff.
Yeah, well,
it smells delicious.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The gosh looks
Whatever
at Leonard.
weird. Yeah.
Right, and I've got a bottle of hot sauce here. I recommend it on the eggs. It's really good. I don't think a lot of Americans do that kind of thing yet, but it's real popular in Australia. So,
well, I'll have to give it a try. This is the first real food I think we've had in months.
Yeah.
you don't need that pemmican stuff, right? I figured, your first meal back on the ship, I should make a nice, stately breakfast.
Thank you so much.
We
didn't get a chance to meet. I'm Lena Stoddard. What's your name?
Oh, Shelby. Shelby Jones.
Good to meet you, Shelby. Thank you so much. Boys, why don't we tuck away breakfast first, and then we'll keep up our search on the ship, make sure everything is safe.
Anything you're looking for in particular? Anything I can help with?
Well, if you notice anything strange in the pantry, let us know.
I mean, aside from people trying to get near extra portions between meal times, people who can't wait and she gets a spoon, she smacks somebody's hand. He's like trying to take an extra helping of bacon. Or like real strange. 'Cause that's the strange I've been dealing with. She like waves her spoon menacingly at someone else.
Not that kind of strange, just more pest kind of strange.
Ah, right, penguins. Creepy crawly stuff. Well, don't worry about it. I'm from Australia, so we're used to dealing with, big old spiders and scorpions and the like. So, if I see a pest, I'll be able to handle it.
Maybe let us know
No.
about this one.
All right,
Yes,
sure.
it's
I'll
rather
catch it
sticky
under a
fingers and
ball
some-
for you. I'll let you see
Right.
it first.
Make sure it's not a metal ball.
She kind of looks in the kitchen. It's all like stainless steel, kind of like, because it's the ship's galley. It's all
Yeah.
metal. I think I got a plastic one there somewhere. Tupperware.
Well, just be careful. It seems to have a rather neat bite on it. Did some
All right,
damage
well.
to the heater in my room.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah, need me to get an engineer to look at it?
No, I've already
Charlie.
got one of my friends out to
Oh,
handle
all right.
that.
All right, well, let me know if you need anything else. I'll be, once everyone's gotten breakfast, then seconds I'll become available. Smack someone else's hand.
Right.
Right.
Well, I think
Dude.
first would be good.
Sounds like a plan. Can't do a search on an empty stomach.
Definitely not.
No. All
Yeah,
right,
grab a-
so you all tuck into breakfast.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Look, Hayden, don't shake your head. You got the booze. You have liquid breakfast.
Liquid breakfast.
That's true. That's true.
So, Hayden, you come over down to the engine room and you see Dr. Professor Boyfriend and Dela chatting with one of the engineers. Like, he's trying to play it cool, like, to get in, but he doesn't seem to be having a lot of luck. But the engineer recognizes you. His name's Charlie. He's like, "Hi there, Mr. Stewart. Anything I can help you with?"
Hey, Charlie. How are you and the lot doing?
Fine. We weren't freezing our asses off out there like you guys were, so, that's a bonus.
Hello.
Real, man, we've been on this ship for so long. Can't wait to get back to, actual land with actual people. And, like,
Yeah.
bars and women.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You made it before me, Griffin. Like my hand over, like arm over Griffin.
Yes. You said to meet you down here, but I got here a bit earlier, I guess.
Yes. Well, I kind of lit up the drink. I thought we'd have a little drink before we cast off, a little get together.
That is a fantastic plan. And Charlie's like, "Yeah, that's a great plan, actually. You guys want to come inside?" Kind of like looks down the hall and makes sure. Like, he's the only one who's thought of the bottle so far. Some more people see it before you guys.
Yeah, no,
So-
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
guys-
Let's go inside.
Kind of opens. He pulls out a ring of keys. Kind of opens them up, and give me a spot hidden check.
God, why didn't Lena go with her eagle eyes? God damn it.
You never know.
Come on, boyfriend, be the best. That's a.
I think he's good at stuff. Like watching.
He's good at some stuff. I think he has to be in pressure, like at the moment. So
Oof, that's.
The
that's
adrenaline just like gives him superhuman abilities.
yeah, superhuman abilities all the time with the other things. All right, so no success for you.
No.
All right, so you guys are walking. He's like, Billy's in here somewhere. We had a bit of an issue with, one of the pumps earlier today, but he's taking care of it. He'll have it handled in time for breakfast. In fact, he might already be heading up to breakfast. Who knows? Billy. Yeah, he's probably at breakfast.
Oh, well, that's good. Here's some for breakfast for you. Managed to
Thank
get
you.
some off of what's the Scottish guy's name?
Turlo.
So I managed to get some off of Turlo. So
Oh, you got good stuff then. He kind of just uses the edge of his the shirt to wipe the inside out of it like a tin mug and just holds it up.
yeah, I go to a barrel that's there and I can tip it on, give him some and leave it on the barrel.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's all right.
Engine's
Speaking of-
running him pretty smooth. So.
Well, speaking of problems, Doctor Professor Stoddard.
Yeah. She's not the weather one. She was the dead stuff one, right? Like old stuff. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
antique,
it.
the antique professor. Yeah.
I crack a drink back. Yeah, that's the
And
one.
you just see Dr. Professor Boyfriend just trying really hard not to cringe at his description of Lena's profession of archaeologist.
But actually, archaeology.
Uh-huh.
He's trying not to be Professor
He's
Boyfriend
just trying
right
to
now.
play quiet and cool and not a complete nerd. I hang out with this guy.
Please don't actually the engine room boys, please.
Yeah, he's trying real hard.
Yeah, the dinosaur person.
Yeah,
Just to kind of rub more salt in it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And he's
what
just
happened?
now I was just rolling a perception check or a spot hidden check for a good doctor, and he got a 9. So something will happen soon.
God, he's so good.
He's so good.
Just be a character.
He's mine. You can't have him.
We'll see. She has some problems with some heating pipes in her room, apparently.
Oh.
Burst or broke or something.
Oh, weird. Want me to take a look at that?
If you can, at some point.
The engines are running pretty cool right now, even though we're plowing through the ice. So we had all the time in the world to tune it up while we was waiting for y'all. Billy! He's probably fucking eating breakfast. He was supposed to wait for me. Whatever. That's fine. So, I can go check it out. Let me just grab my toolbox from over here.
Billy Manson?
Yeah.
That guy. Always rushing for that early bird meal.
Right? Can't even wait. Anyways. And he kind of just bends over to his toolbox. And you see as he lifts up the toolbox, you hear a sight from Dr. Professor Boyfriend MD at Law.
We need an acronym for him.
I know. And you hear and he kind of loses some color, and you kind of see he goes, "Is that Billy over there?" And he goes, "What? Oh my God!" And you see lying on the floor. You couldn't see because the toolbox was covering that gap between machinery. Through the machinery on the other side of the engine room, you see somebody on the floor.
What the?
Mm-hmm.
Is he just how's he look?
You can't hard tell from here. You get closer. You are on the other side of the engine room looking through machinery. You can just kind of you see a hand and an arm and a torso and stuff. It's kind of that.
Professor Boyfriend, why don't you go look at that?
Obviously someone's in danger. We should go help them.
I'm so gruff and awesome.
You're just gonna let him do stuff now?
I mean,
Is that the plan?
he always wins.
Shelly doesn't.
Don't do that thing.
Disarm the bomb.
So Charlie and Lawrence get over to where Billy is, and you hear, "What the fuck is that thing?" And good heavens! You hear
I'll
shuffle
rush
sounds.
over.
Okay, you rush over. You see, some kind of black blobby looking thing
Shut up,
attached
baby.
No, this looks different than the Shoggoth baby that you saw. The second you lay eyes on it, it reminds you of that uneasy, just aberrant feeling you felt looking into the crevasse on the other side of the tower. That exact same feeling, and I need you to make me a sanity check, please.
What? No.
And it is attached to Billy's leg, but not like on the surface. It is just above his knee, and there's nothing left below the knee to be seen.
Oh my god. I got a 91.
Alright, that's nice. Let me see how much sanity you lose. Come here, Billy. Alright, let me roll it. Do. Oh, you're lucky it's one.
Right?
You're lucky
Nice.
it's just
Shoot
one.
it, right? Right?
I mean, it's not Nazi, so. unless it suddenly
that we know of.
sick me.
You see that the Dr. Professor has grabbed like a small shovels to shovel coal in, just make, like the engine areas, and he's got one of those, and he's kind of like trying to just like scrape it off of Billy, and he's got like a bucket, trying to just like kind of try like when you have like a big old like when you have a tarantula in the house. I've been text right. When you have a tarantula in the house, and you don't want to squish it because you get the sickening like crunch squish, and it's just a mess to get out of the carpet. So what you want to do is you want to scoop it into something and have a lid on. So that's basically what he's trying to do.
I looked towards Professor Boyfriend, like, what the hell's that thing?
I don't know.
That's you're supposed to know these things.
I rolled really well on my sanity check, so I'm unaffected by it.
What are you babbling, man?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what got a hold of me. And
You can see
he's
beyond the
managed
fourth wall thanks to the crystals.
the crystals. He's gifted. Yeah, oh my god, he rolled a 22 in his sanity check and a 24 to scrape it off of Billy. Y'all better be glad you ain't fighting anything this episode. That's all I'm saying.
The real MVP.
Hot rolls. Alright, so he scrapes up and he gets it in the bucket. And it's only one of those big, like a 5-gallon tin bucket.
Mm.
And
Fuck,
he's kind of got the shovel over.
Is Billy dead?
I don't know. See if he's still breathing.
Right, I'll go do that, Doctor.
It's a doctor in anthropology.
Shut up. I gotta check.
Okay.
You're a doctor
Give me a
now.
first aid check.
I'm actually pretty good at that.
You're really good at that.
2.
So, it looks like he's kind of in shock. He's twitching, but you notice that, like, while his eyes were rolled up into the back of his head while that thing was on him, as soon as he scraped it off, like, his eyes kind of rolled forward, he's starting to kind of react now and be like, oh god, my leg! And you're able to kind of, like, you, like, take your belt off and you, like, you know, get it so he doesn't lose any more blood out that out the limb, you know, it's definitely amputated now, but, you know, it's gonna need
I pull off my
medical
belt,
attention.
go, like, dramatic and shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you pulled it off and you managed to, you know, get it on there. He's going to need further medical attention, but he's not going to bleed out. While you get him to an actual doctor on the ship, who I don't know who that is since Dr. Green's dead and so is Dr. Wintercroft. I'm sure that someone's got some medic skills. I bet Turlo has some medic skills. He was in the war.
Mm-hmm.
Those demolition skills. Just run some gunpowder in it.
Yeah, I have concerns about his medical skills.
Just put some dynamite on it.
Some gunpowder on it.
With the cheap whiskey on it. That'll sterilize it.
Yeah.
Charlie, get him to the med bay real quick. And I look to like Professor Boyfriend. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
I don't think he got a very good look at it, which is kind of like sets the bucket down. He's still got the shovel on top, and he kind of like moves the shovel back, and you see this slightly amorphous blob. It's different than the Shoggoths in the fact that Shoggoths had a bunch of little tentacles and a bunch of tiny little eyes. You don't see any eyes on this thing, but it just permeates that sense of feeling of dread, and you just deep down in your gut loathe this creature. So that same feeling looking in towards that pit.
Fuck. I'm gonna like grab the
And
fire.
it seems to be slow moving. Like it's kind of starting to go up the bucket a little bit, and then he gets like a really long screwdriver, and he just kind of like flicks it back down to the bottom, and then it kind of just like sits there for a second.
Good, the fucking ooze. I'm gonna quickly grab the good whiskey. I'm gonna like just pour it into the actual tub, rip off some of my shirt, very dramatically for the camera, and then I'm gonna light it and stick it in there.
Okay,
Try
so
and
you pour the
burn it.
whiskey in, and you notice that it's slowly being absorbed, and just adding to the mass of the creature.
Fuck. Well, I'm just gonna like douse the
Douse
fabric
the shirt
and then
Like,
put it in.
lighter. Catch.
Fuck.
Did you just make
fuck.
Eldritch drunk?
It's found
nutrients.
its new sustenance.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
gonna try and burn it.
try to light it on fire. All right. Give me a second here. I'm gonna look at its stuff.
Eldritch ooze is resistant to fire. It actually makes it stronger.
No, it's not. It's not immune to fire. I had to double check though. 'Cause, reasons.
Is it drunk?
It's possible. Oh man, that's such a weird thing. All right. So you throw fire in there, and it moves towards it, as if it's attracted by the heat.
Does it seem to be burning yet?
No, not really. It seems to have no effect. But it seemed to like absorb like move towards it, like it's up if you put your hands towards a campfire. It kind of moves towards the flaming shirt and engulfs it.
Fuck, well.
You can see
Who
your shirt
distracted it?
kind of burning away and slowly being absorbed and dissolved into the creature.
Look, we distracted it. Oh shit! I got an idea. Like, I don't know how we can kill it, but we have
So
some.
we have someone who uses bloody magic, and
Right.
that's probably like 15 fingers. I don't know. Where are they?
In the kitchen. Don't we have? 'Cause I remember when we were checking the freezer. Don't we have like some solution or like some deep freezing solution in the kitchen?
Some
Yeah.
like coolant.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, I'm gonna say, well, if this thing just formed into a rock because it was cold, and now it's warmed up, we just have to freeze it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will. We'll take this to the fridge, and he kind of just keeps poking it back down. It's not fast, but he's just paranoid about it getting up there. And you get the others.
Right. Don't drop that in any cost.
No.
Drops it on the nearest person. Oh shit!
Oh god.
That made
So
me
in the
really
movie version, when he says "Where are they?" we cut to the others just enjoying their breakfast.
Yes.
I
Hey, this
hate
is
it.
good. Bacon eggs.
You see black pudding on there.
Not going near that after what I've seen in the war.
A little too close.
A little too close. All right, so you guys are enjoying a lovely breakfast, cup of coffee. It's nice and warm in here, and you see Hayden kind of burst into the room. Hayden?
More in?
I just look like those. We need. I need your help. Can you come to the kitchen, please? We have a problem.
You found something.
Yes.
Gets up
Let's go.
quickly.
Baxter, you too.
Bring the bacon with you, mate.
Yes, that's the first thing to go when they have seconds.
I'm just like,
I had something, but you guys killed it. Thanks.
Lena will
Way
hand
better.
some bacon. Lena will hand some bacon to Hayden.
he takes it like it's the Holy Grail. Like someone knocks it out of his hand.
We hear tragic strings playing.
Great. And then flash cuts to us fucking running down the hallway.
Yep.
Yeah, see, it's in the hallway. Towards the freezer, which isn't very far. Oh, yeah.
So Gunther was standing in line when Hayden burst into the room. He sees everybody, watches them all get up and leave in a haste, and Chamberlain, enjoy your breakfast. I think I'm going to go check out on something here.
All right, I'll see if I can save you a plate.
Especially some of that. I reach over and take his bacon. More of that bacon, please.
I'll see what I can do. That Shelby's vicious, though. I'll see what I can do.
Yes, do be very careful of that one there. And I'll just kind of stride on down out and look which way they went down the hallway.
Mm-hmm. That's easy. There you see them running down the hallway.
Take a bite of bacon and follow along. Not running, just walk.
Okay. So you all get to the freezers, and you see Dr. Professor Boyfriend is already there with a trash can looking bucket and a shovel and a long screwdriver, and he's poking something inside of it.
Lawrence, what is that?
Oh, Lena, it's I'm not certain.
Oh, well, I think we found our thief. Now what do we do about it?
Freeze it. Or explode it with magic, or make it for another view. I don't know.
I mean, I don't like the last when it comes to this thing in particular, but let's have a look at it. Can Ash have a look at it, see if he can identify what it is? Has he seen one of these before?
You have never seen one of these before.
Interesting.
But as soon as you look at it, everybody give me a sanity check. As you're filled with this
Wonderful.
loathing and hatred, just looking at this repulsive creature.
This reminds me when we made it
no.
next to everything.
That was a fail.
Failed.
I rolled
Why did I
really
look
low.
at it?
Everyone who failed, you get a 1 sanity loss.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I rolled 1 on a d4 twice now. It's fine. So, everyone who succeeded, you take 0. But you're looking at this thing in there, and you hate this thing, just innately. And again, Lena and Baxter, this is the same feeling kind of you got standing looking over at the crevasse that Lena was just staring into.
I remember this feeling.
It got Peterson's leg. It consumed it.
But Peterson's... Bloody hell, it eats people?
Apparently,
You've
it's got
led with
taste
that,
for
eh?
meat.
What did you expect?
I expected it was stealing panic.
That's gonna give you like
Well,
a...
meat's apparently meat as far as it's concerned, and that is all of us. We should do something about this thing.
Oh, you need to
Have
do
you got
it.
any tricks up your sleeve?
I have many tricks up my sleeves, but I don't think I have anything to kill it, if that's what you mean. I could try that, but I don't really like it with that. I mean, it'll probably fall in love with eating me, and I'm not really into being eaten. It's not a thing of mine.
Oh, that's valid.
It's fine. You
Yeah,
know.
I know, right, Lena?
I'm with the king shame, but okay.
Baxter, are you
Right.
alright?
I've got an
That
idea.
moment where it's just like he's gives little sparks of light come his fingertips, like It's a no, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
It's your time.
It seems to feed off of energy.
Are you absolutely sure, or are you
Right.
just doing a form of peer pressure?
No, I'm pretty sure. I think he'll be great at it.
Just
This is your moment,
Well,
Baxter.
slap it a few times.
Freezing it seems like a solid backup plan. It'll at very least immobilize it, perhaps.
Yes, maybe put it
Based on
back to
what
a
we-
rock, wherever it was, solid form.
Right.
So, what's the plan? Are we letting Baxter try and electrocute it and then throwing it in the freezer if not?
Yes.
Why don't we just
Yes.
throw it over?
Actually,
What if it expands by eating things?
Well, I mean, it'll be
I
on
would
the
have
ice in the water.
Yes.
we should
Water
probably
gets
freeze
cooler.
it first and then throw it in the water.
Lana, this is why you're the smart one.
I went to school for something, but it really wasn't this.
I'll grab some antifreeze. Just, some freezing material
cool
that
it.
we have. Yeah, and
Chew
go
on
back to-
this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you doing this, or are we?
What do you think, Baxter?
Is there a word I need to say? Is there, like, how do I...
Think about the electricity coming out your hands and hold it and be like,
Don't hold it. Don't hold the thing.
no, the bucket.
It's plastic.
Oh, bloody hell, you're right. It'll completely... Right, you could
So
shoot...
it's a
can you
metal
shoot
bucket.
it?
It's a metal
Oh,
bucket.
it's a metal bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so, like I said, grab it and do the electricity. Don't think it's plastic like Hayden did. Might be.
Look, right? I'm just a bit flustered.
Look, honestly, Hayden, I understand. I almost believed you.
All right, Baxter, you gonna try to shoot this thing up with electricity?
It's time.
Give me a power check.
I step back. I step away from it.
Just
You
before
are
he does
wise.
it- Oh, wait, no. I'm out, yes. Actually, just before he does, because I've been speaking to him and saying, oh, you could do it. Can I bless him for power?
Sure.
So basically what that does is that's instant, and it costs me 10 magic points and a d6 sanity, but it gives him plus 10 on power for 24 hours. Oh no, I can't alter power. I reverse time. I can't even do that.
Okay. You better be careful about that. I mean, Bob's watching.
Oh yeah, it's true. Bob might be annoyed. I read all of it, but the last two words.
You
and
take
like, damn
that. All right. So yeah.
Well,
Is that a
remember
success?
this. Yes, it is.
All right,
That's just
successful
what I
power check.
needed. So thank you.
All right. So, the success. You feel this energy coursing through you, out your hands. You see arcs of blue electricity. Can you roll me 3d8, please?
That I can.
12. This just makes it go like ginormous, and this turns into the blob.
We had a good run.
All right. Now
Yeah.
roll me 1d4.
If we die on the second of the last episode, so happy.
I know, right? Flying to America just to shout at Lindy.
I don't have to fly as far.
Mhm.
All right. So you'd feel like this would deal 10 points of damage. You see, but you take 4 points of damage as you deal a hefty bit. You're like, you see the bucket actually heating up. But the thing inside appears to be completely indifferent. However, this is the moment that Gunther, who was just walking after the running investigators, walks down the hallway.
Wow.
Quickly, put the electric bucket in the freezer.
Go ahead and put that in the freezer, Baxter. I think we've done all we can do for it right now.
I'm looking
Yes.
at Baxter.
Now, freezer.
What were-
Now.
Yes,
What?
Baxter proceeds.
What
His player is
that?
loving this, but Baxter's not.
Slowly reaching for my gun.
That was a state-of-the-art electric bucket. It's a very inconvenient design. But it's, people, right? Believe me.
Ash here's a bit of a dabbler in experimental science.
Yes,
He was showing us his latest work.
Yes.
That's
I'm a mad
Insight.
scientist.
Insight checks.
Give me a psychology check.
Yeah, mine's not.
We are fully aboard the bullshit train right now.
Fully about bullshit train.
I will say I do have a 71 in persuasion, so.
Do I get any kind of a bonus after what I just saw?
I'll give you a 20% bonus after just seeing that and then acting suspicious kind of all morning.
All right, so that'll give me a 30. Nope.
You could try to push it, but you'd need a 15.
Oof.
Yeah, for this one I will do that. I'll Gunther cocks his head just a little bit, and the bacon follows his mouth.
My eyes focus on the bacon.
No. Yeah.
I'll
You can know
finish taking the bite of my bacon and chew it. Just like, you are amazing. I see why your drawings are so wonderful. You've got magic hands. How did you do that?
Runs in the family.
That's just awesome. Incredibly brilliant.
That's what I thought. We're all in awe of Baxter and his amazing voices.
To complete the trick, I just pour this in the book, and I pour the solution in the book.
I'll take a couple steps forward. So what's in the bucket?
It's best observed.
Trade
That
secret.
was the best noise ever. I'm sorry. I love that.
Broke Lindy, finally. I win, Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, okay. So you just pour the coolant inside the bucket, put in the freezer. Now it takes things a little bit to actually freeze in the freezer, even with some antifreeze. It seems to drastically slow though. Like it was kind of like warm and loosey goosey, especially after you put fire on it. But now it's kind of like slowing back down.
So, listen, I still eyeballing Baxter there. I saw some rats, a large rat up on deck earlier this morning. You might want to be careful down in here. I'll take another bite of my bacon and walk back toward the mess hall.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Point at Baxter.
You're a good one.
Just trying to pull off the more a manly man as I just took half my health on that attack.
Oof.
Roll high on the D4. Up and roll more.
Yeah, we should trade places. You roll my d4s, I roll yours.
I mean, if you want that to be the case.
And that's how I got kicked off the show.
How many of those rocks did you have?
There were just 2.
So we're missing one.
Oh, bugger. Right. So we deal with this one, freeze it, throw it in the ocean later. We find the other one, and then maybe we'll be fine.
Yes, I don't think we should throw it in the ocean. The ocean gets warmer the more we go.
But we're in the Antarctic. If we do it soon, surely.
It might just be able to
It's
swim.
going to depend on which way it drifts.
We could.
Right,
We
well, it's
could
not going to
conjure up a
matter if we
storm.
don't
We could make
find
it float
it.
away.
Do you not have any ice powers or anything?
Oh, I wish that'd be really cool.
Yes, it would quite
Can-
literally be exactly that.
Anna, you're such a joker.
First things first, we need to find it.
Well, I mean, they seem to be
Let's
attracted to
search the rest
heat
of the
and
ship.
food. Have we not checked the animals yet? You checked the animals before you were eating, right?
No, we did not. We should do that now, though. Come on.
Right.
Right. I'll go and check the
Poppers.
mess. I'll go check the mess hall. Make sure there's no food. I mean,
You should go.
monster.
Go get some food, Hayden. Before
Yes.
we continue this, go get yourself.
I'll go
some
with
breakfast.
him.
Yes, do that. Lauren.
And trade.
You guys have earned your breakfast today.
Yeah.
And that bacon.
What you could
Swear.
possibly do.
You gotta work for your bacon.
Yeah. I could possibly do something to get an idea of things, but it might not be very obvious if we do it. We need to put our heads together.
How do you figure that?
Well, if I can find maybe some hair shavings from an animal, which I've got some in the bag actually, and maybe some dust, which I've also got, I can sprinkle it around and move it a bit and kind of peer into the future a bit. They call it an augury.
Certainly, by all means, if you think it'll help.
Brilliant, he says. And I'm gonna do his weird ritual and try and cast an
Alright.
augury.
So, describe to me an augury.
So
Like
an
an
augury.
300 Yes, please, do the answer.
Casting grants portents of the future. If the caster is enlightened enough to understand them, the tools for scrying vary and could be anything from a scrying mirror to tarot cards, animal entrails, or tea leaves. The casting of runes or watching flight patterns of birds. Timing can vary due to the tools and nature of the scrying. The chance of understanding an augury is a roll equal to or less than the augur's POW. A portent may be vague, subtle, dreamlike, or in a cryptic verse. The future is not a book to read, but rather a message or an impression upon the caster's mind. Successful use of the spell should provide at least one useful piece of information. And it costs
Alright.
me 1d2 sanity and 4 magic points.
Okay. Please, roll your 1d2 sanity, and ask your question. What are you trying to augury? What are you trying to see? The mystical waves of future done.
He's trying to see... I think he's trying to see locations it will visit. Not so much where it is, but locations it will visit in the future.
Okay. Alright. So, you're kind of doing this augury, and you're sitting there a minute, and you're sitting there a minute, and then you're hit with a very powerful wave of visions. Usually you get maybe a couple inklings, or a little bit something. I imagine you have a couple candles lit. Candles instantly go out. But you are sucked into this vision of locations you'll see. You see the kitchen. You see a stockroom. You see people's bed chambers. You see the doctor's court area. You see the food area again. You see the dogs. You see the deck of the ship. You see the ocean. You see, and every time you see it, it's bigger and starts to kind of take on the aspects of the things it's consuming, because it's consuming things in this area. And you see cities. You see land masses. You see, and this thing is just getting larger and larger, and just veil of darkness. And you see this, and it kind of has a lot of the same feeling as, just the end of the world, apocalypse a little bit. has that kind of feeling. It's just over. You sense that this is an infant. It's currently in an infantile stage of maybe children of something that was, I don't know, potentially world destroying. You got a slight vibe of sealing this. It's got the same vibe because you did the sealing ritual. You made the crystals. The exact same vibe as the thing that got sealed away that the tower's keeping in. Since this might be the spawn of this thing. So while the original's still, tucked away, you're guessing that it could probably, visit via its children.
Yeah. He as he snaps out of it, he'll be like...
And he sucked out of it. And you're in a cold sweat.
Dear Lord, we need to find this thing. That thing we stopped back there, these things are almost like its spawn. If this gets free, we're over everything we did meant nothing. Kitchen, stockroom, bedrooms, doctor's office, deck, everywhere, it's gonna eat. We need to find it soon. We might need to even raise a fuss with the rest of the crew and get them all safely into one place. It's gonna seek food no matter where it goes. We need to find it.
Give me an intelligence check, Ash.
All right. Ooh, 27. That's actually a good success. Hard success,
You get the sense that it is, while it's not vulnerable to much, it is vulnerable and able to be destroyed in this stage as it is still infantile.
Right, okay. We can destroy it in this stage, but we need to deal with it first. Find it, deal with it. We destroy these things, and we're done.
Right. We've got to.
Right, so we need to tell the crew somehow.
Meanwhile, Hayden and Doctor Doctor and the are just like, this is good breakfast.
Like I just piled up a bunch of like food and like biscuits, and just like, this is really good. Oh, I've missed this so much.
Yeah, that's like, other than the cake, that's the first real food that.
I know. He's eaten it forever.
Like 3 years.
He's got like tears streaming down his face.
I'm sure Shelby's like, the pemmican was good.
Oh, he did. It's better than penguin. And Shelby's like, "You alright, mate? Everything? You okay?" And he's like, "This is the best food I've eaten in years. You are an amazing chef." Oh, she's just like, "Charm of you." And she just kind of goes back to the kitchen. He's just like, "So good."
But a hand on his shoulder, it's alright. But well, we got some more. Do you have an idea of what we might be able to do, though?
Well, we should probably experiment on them. We'd probably destroy whatever these things are. We should probably... Fire doesn't work, electricity doesn't work. Cold immobilizes it. We haven't tried stabbing it yet. Or...
Acid. Yes.
Let's start making a list. He kind of pulls up a napkin and a pen. He goes, "All right, cutting, acid, piercing, like a gun, shotgun.
I have electric, an electric drill, kind of handheld drill.
Oh yes, maybe an egg beater. It seems pretty viscous. You'd probably just, So you guys are making like a list of things to try to destroy it while you guys eat breakfast. So then we. Yes, where's Gunther at during all this?
Gunther sits his tray down across from the PDF there, Professor Dr. Boyfriend, or PDB. Acid? What in the world would you need acid for? Takes a seat.
Experimenting on a viscous substance that I've concocted and trying to make something that will, be very effective at plugging holes in ships and the like, be able to withstand barnacles and that kind of thing, kind of a tar replacement, you could say. But we need to know what it would be vulnerable to, potentially, before, further testing can be done.
Indeed, yes. We're just brainstorming the next hit invention.
You have to try to destroy your own invention to make sure it can withstand the rigors that it will probably be put through once it's on the market. You know.
Fire,
look,
electricity, human consumption.
I look over at Chamberlain. Chamberlain, we still have that small box of barnacles that we collected on the way up here, correct?
Oh yeah, we got a box of barnacles still.
So mayhaps I could help you if you need to. You need some samples to try out whatever that you're working on. I would be glad to offer up a couple of the samples that I have collected. I've got more important things that I'm going to be looking at once we return back to the college. I would even offer my assistance to help the good doctor, and I point to Professor Dr. Boyfriend.
You can call me Lawrence. It's fine, really.
Lawrence, yes.
Yes.
Have we met?
Oh, I'm not certain. I'm Lawrence Griffin. Pleasure to meet you.
I'll reach a short arm over Gus's hands. Now, I've been a professor at the college for 2 years.
Yep.
What do I know about Percival Lake?
Well, Professor Percival Lake has been missing for the past 3 years. So you've seen there's like a couple pictures of him throughout the university. You've read many of his papers on any subjects. He was very astute and well-learned man. Didn't have any sound recordings of him though, as that was considered very expensive and not worth writing down. When you could, why would you do a phonograph of poorly listened photograph when you could write it all down on paper, type it up, make multiple copies? So you've heard a lot of his works and you've seen a few of his pictures.
Yeah, I was particularly interested. Yeah, from the expedition, I was particularly interested in the plant samples that they had found.
Yes. Yes, you would have read a lot of his works
Yes.
and be very familiar with his writing and handwriting as well.
So I'll look at the list that he's writing down there. Have you tried just pure acetylene?
Acetylene, no, we haven't tried many things yet. It's just very early in the testing process.
I kind of look at towards Professor Boyfriend to his friends, and I just kind of say, like, I get close, like kind of close to him, and I just kind of say, "What we could always use bait."
Kind of just gives you like a side-eyed look. And it's like, well, I guess those barnacles could come in. I guess those barnacles could come in handy. Let's get a sampling of those if it would be possible.
Yes.
Sure, it would be my pleasure, of course, once we finish this most excellent breakfast, and I will
So good.
wave a thanks to what's her name?
Shelby.
Shelby. Yeah. What color's her hair? It's not red, is it?
It's not red. She's kind of like a sandy blonde.
Okay. Yeah. So just kind of give a wave, a big smile, and you can see I'm smiling now. You also see that I've cut my hair. I've had a chance to trim, but I've still got some burn places in it. It's just some black little burn spots in my beard, my mustache, little singe spots and stuff.
Well, we're going to be at the in the engine room. You want to bring your barnacles
Yes.
there? I'm so sorry, Drew. I'm trying to kill your
Sounds
character.
good. Sure. When would be a good time I could have those ready? I'd have to remember what box they're in, so it may take me a little while to find them, but I'm sure we can, right, Chamberlain? Yeah, Chamberlain's good at keeping track of all my stuff.
Yep, I can. They were in box 304. You just gotta find the crate label 304 down below.
There you go.
whenever you're ready, we'll be in that vicinity gathering test supplies. So,
And I slide
saw.
I slide a flask over to the Professor Lawrence. Try some of this.
Thank you.
Kind of gives it a little sniff.
And odorless.
Kind of peers inside it, as if looking for potentially goop, making sure he's not gonna drink goop. Then he kind of takes a
feels very fluid.
a little sip.
It's pure, crystal clear water.
Ooh.
It's the water that I had melted down from our river, our frozen river that had been untouched for ages.
And
How does that? How
I
does
spit it
that
out.
taste?
I spit it out. I just spit. I run to the bathroom.
First of all, it's just like I've been drinking this water for years now. If I'm already doomed, I'm doomed. Like he's already like, well, if it hasn't killed me, it's fine.
The pilot doesn't like water.
I think he's more of a coffee person.
Oh yes. Well, this water would probably make some excellent coffee. By the way, and I look around to make sure no one's close.
No one close.
I've got a whole crate of this pure water in our storage because if I'm going to be mimicking the environment back in our lab, I'll need the same type of water, of course, that I was using. So I brought a whole case of this stuff back, and I sneak a little bit of it myself because this is excellent water.
Water of life, you could say.
I'll take a big old swig.
That makes
Sip
people
of
just like
coffee.
sabotaging each other at this point.
All right, so we get back to the premonitions crew. She just saw that stuff and like destroy it potentially now.
Premonition pals are on the job.
Premonition pals.
The sequel.
Yeah. What do you think that organization y'all want to make is going to be named? Obviously, the Premonition Pen Pals.
Thanks, I hate it.
But anyways, y'all, you had your augury.
All right, so
We need to find them straight away. We
need to find this thing.
need to warn you.
Split up. Get the others, and then we'll sort out a plan. Right.
I saw the kitchen first. Run towards there. I guess we can find them in their mast hall, can't we? We can run through. I'll go to the kitchen. You can tell them where it's going to end. We'll find the thing. We'll deal with it. Going to the swimming pool.
Yes.
All right, I guess we'll go find the others really
All
quick
right,
and let them-
everyone's
and ruin their
splits
breakfast
up.
too.
Ruin their breakfast. They seem to be finished with breakfast by the time you get there. You pass Hayden running for the bathroom on his way out. And Lawrence looking distinctly slightly uncomfortable, but like conspiratorial at the same time. Like, all right, good to know. A lot of water from Antarctica on this ship. Okay. And
It is definitely the dirtiest secret we have.
Yes, definitely. And he shows you his list. As I think we should do these experiments on the tar replacement that I've been working on. See what it can withstand and hold up to. So you guys are in the mess hall still. So.
Yes.
Now I realize there's 2 batches of it, but yes, let's step outside.
So,
Step outside.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We need to find that other one, and we need to destroy them both, unless we'd like to end the world.
Oh,
It's the baby things of that thing.
spawn. Okay. Well, all right then. That is. How did they get? You said that your friend Lois wanted to bring them. She didn't get these from the crevasse, did you? Oh, good heavens. All right. This is fine. They're
this is my
infants still.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
You couldn't have known they looked like rocks. I saw them and I thought they were rocks. Yes, we should. I think we should try to destroy the one we have before it attempts to escape, or maybe they try to find each other, or who knows what. And then look for the.
Do you think they could
second
fuse?
one. I don't know.
I don't want to find out. Let's
go.
Okay,
Try to destroy it. Okay.
Okay.
Time to do
So you
a
guys all
murder
go
on
back
a
to the free
baby world ender.
baby outer god.
thing.
Yeah. Maybe
I'm going to beeline into the
Fine.
kitchen instead of going back, I think. On
Okay.
that note.
All right.
He's going to go and try and find the other one in a minute.
You be in the kitchen. You get a spoon held up in your face.
All right. Look. You're looking for that
Right.
creature.
You look for. You
Get me back there.
What kind of creature are we talking about here? I'm used to scorpions, tarantulas, all that kind of stuff.
Bigger.
It's not going to affect me.
Bigger and stranger. Very much stranger. I mean, you're welcome to come with me if you want. But,
Like
you
a
know,
rat?
I'm here
Right.
to make sure they don't get here, but...
We're not just trying to pilfer rations, are you? We have a limited supply to get back to Australia with. You understand me?
That's understandable, and trust me, your bacon was amazing, your eggs were divine. I do not want to
They
steal
were.
any more of them. They certainly were, but I do need to find this thing. I promise you, I will not take any of it myself.
Give me a persuasion check or a charm.
Okay, persuasion. That's a hot success.
She is like, right then. Kind of like, she pulls the thing like a little grate down in front of the kitchen.
Yeah.
She's like, so you gonna let me up you look? You want me to tell you where everything is? Oh, I mean,
Yeah, give me
I'm
the
cooking
tour.
for now. You tell me the dishes though.
I'll help you with the dishes, just let me give
All right, I'll help you
give me
look
the
with
tour.
for whatever this rat thing is, and you can help me with the dishes.
Of course, of course.
All
Thank
right. Mm-hmm. And,
Yes, so, gonna go have a look in the kitchen, I guess.
All right. Give me spot hidden checks. I'll have her
Certainly
roll one too, but she's more looking at you than she's been charmed. She rolled an
Okay,
88.
Oh, cool, cool. I got
Yeah.
80, so I didn't go too much better.
You guys look around the whole kitchen, you don't find anything, and then she makes you do dishes with her.
Can I push that?
You can push
Hello?
it if you want to.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
push it. Yeah. And
that a hard
that is
success?
a hard success.
All right. You look around, you don't find anything, but you do find an empty carton of biscuits.
Okay, so it looks like something pilfered here, but it isn't here right now. So deal's a deal. Let's help you with them dishes.
And she puts you to work with the dishes.
The cracking her finger is disconcerting. Right. Be gentle.
All right, so you get stuck doing dishes. Hayden, you're able to get rid of the water if that's what you want to do. Goodbye, breakfast.
Yep.
Press F for breakfast. And comes back out. Lena and Dr. Professor Boyfriend and Baxter are sitting around the trash can bucket thing in the freezer at the slowly moving thing. You guys had to kind of push it back down. I was trying to climb out of the trash can, but much slower. So what do you want to try to do to it first?
If they don't shock it, I could die.
It didn't seem to have any effect on it.
We've already established that electricity doesn't do anything to it.
Fire doesn't do anything to it either. In fact, I rather like it.
Fire.
Yes.
What? Corrosive, perhaps?
Acid,
been-
yes.
acid or something?
Let me see.
I would say maybe try to shoot it, but I don't really want to attract that sort of attention from the noise.
I don't think
Maybe
a
last
bullet
resort.
would. I don't think a bullet
I think it would
would
just
do
eat
anything.
it.
We could try
Yeah.
a knife, stabbing it to see if that does anything.
Maybe
Typing it with a
fracture it
screwdriver.
with that. You've been jabbing it with that screwdriver, and it hasn't done.
Well, I
anything.
haven't been jabbing it. It's more like I've been healing it, like a small spatula. Just kind of scraping it more than. I haven't gone for a stab. I've been a little scared, honestly. But I could give it a go.
I don't want you to try and stab it.
Okay.
I suspect it might not like that, and it might try to eat you.
Right.
My tool outfit. Would I have any like
Yes.
corrosive material? Because it just has like a resource.
Yeah. We'll say you have a little bit of minor acid, like battery acid, on you.
Yeah. I guess you need to cut through something and to fix it.
Yeah.
We
Pop
can
off
try
batteries.
this. I can like slowly spill it in like the center part.
Mm-hmm. You kind of drip it in. You can hear it, but it doesn't seem to have any effect.
Yeah, guys. Doesn't do anything. I've thought of I can't think of anything that would destroy this thing. Maybe shattering it once it's frozen solid.
Do we still have those ice cutting knives?
Yes,
Hayden has a wireless one.
I do. Yes.
Perhaps if we let this thing freeze, we can just cut up pieces.
Perhaps. Wouldn't they just, if what you said about merging?
We don't.
I don't know.
Here, you see, he grabs like a broomstick that was like a broom was leaning against the wall. If we tie a knife to the end of this, we can
Give it a
have
jab.
some distance on it. Yes.
All
It's,
right.
it's not been a quick moving thing, so
Hopefully it will stay very slow.
yes.
Right,
All right.
I'll keep it covered if you want to.
All right. So you guys
stab?
tie a knife to the end of the broomstick. You're gonna go in for the stab. 28. Like, how does he stab so good? I don't understand this.
I mean,
Doctor.
he has been living in the wilderness for like 3 years.
I guess he's got some skills.
You do what you have to do.
So you see he kind of stabs it, and it seems to react a little bit to that. Kind of just like, gets a little agitated. It's still slow moving. Then he's like, I'll try to slice his sliver off the edge. And just broomstick. And you see a piece that's about smaller than maybe like a pound, because this thing's like, this big at this point. It kind of just sludges down into like a thick kind of tarry liquid, but doesn't move after that.
Oh, well. Seems if you disconnected from the main body. Yeah, I guess. Well, you worked pretty well. Here, take my ice cutting knife.
All right, I'll just run it through a cheese grater or something. I don't know, meat grinder. Let's see. He kind of ties it to the end of the broomstick and just kind of starts cutting it up, carving it up, and you see like it's trying to like kind of get away from the knife, but you've got it in the trash can and you're kind of helping him out a bit. And it takes several minutes, probably takes about 10-15 minutes, but you're able to kind of chop it all up into a slurry, kind of tarish, oily mass at the bottom that does not move.
Okay.
Now, what do we do with this?
I sort of feel like I still want to freeze it for good measure.
Yes.
Do you have maybe a match or something? Let's see if it reacts to fire now. Just to be
Yes,
safe.
I do. I do actually. And I'll tip a match and I'll put it in.
Mm-hmm. You put it in. It doesn't seem to light on fire. But the match kind of the match doesn't get like absorbed into it, like you saw in your t-shirt your shirt that you tied and set on fire, and that got absorbed, and then that just kind of floats around in there.
Okay.
Disgusting.
I think that's a good sign. I hope.
Say, it's a sign.
Aggressively.
At least we can kill it. Liquefy it. I don't know. Perhaps we just keep it and permanently keep it on ice.
Maybe dilute it with some water or something. See if we can freeze it to do it.
Don't mention water, please.
No, salt water, seawater, something.
Yes, that's
All right.
that's a good idea.
Am I going to grow tentacles or something?
No, look. I've been drinking that water for years. It's all that's out there, and I'm fine.
I just stare at him. Oh,
All
God.
that's what. Look, I couldn't
do
bring in my own. I
stare.
couldn't import water to Antarctica.
He's
I guess
perfectly
that-
fine, as you can see.
Yeah, now, Lena, what he was like.
She's got her back to him.
See, he's fine.
He's like, chest opens up.
That doesn't happen.
No.
I just. I Gunther give me that water.
Water. What water?
Gunther apparently has water on him from place in some flask or something.
From Antarctica, from the tunnel.
Oh.
He wants to use it to recreate the growth environment for his plants.
Of course he does.
Cat down.
Oh, the ship's cat is so beautiful.
Put that cat
feed
down,
the-
Professor Boyfriend.
Oh, sorry.
Please don't feed the goop to the cat.
I won't. It's just so cute and fluffy. I feel like we should focus our efforts on finding the second one of these.
Yes, Ash is currently dealing with that by himself. We should probably go help. Let's
Right.
leave this thing on ice for a while, and we'll come back to it.
All right. So you all find Ash doing dishes, having not found anything more than a box of empty biscuits in the kitchen. Gunther, you are, carefully refilling up your flask from that water from your little stash.
And we're
Everyone
looking
else-
for that our barnacle box down in the
Yes, you're looking
hole.
for the barnacle box. It's taking you a while to find it. You can't seem to find box 3 or 4 for some reason. It's gonna, maybe tomorrow. But you guys, the rest of you all, look around for the next several days and are unable to find a second organism. However, the morning is Christmas Eve. And you all hear, but you've been able to find traces that it says exist on the ship. A carton of empty food. Someone's had some things missing from their room. Little trails of slight acidic substance. Christmas Eve morning comes, and you guys hear a ruckus. It wakens you all from your morning sleeping in, and that is where we're going to end today.
Merry
God.
Christmas.
Bonded with
Merry
someone.
Christmas!
God. Santa Claus.
Worse. But anyways, we're going to go around, we're going to say, Elder Claus? We're going to say who we are, where we can find you online, and what your favorite moment of today's game was. Let's start with our intrepid Mr. Electric Fingers himself, Baxter Wiggins. How are you doing today, buddy?
It's still fantastic, as I said from the beginning. I'm Crum64. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch under the same name. You'll find me on Twitch live every Sunday night, where I'm currently DMing a Chris Stroud campaign with a all-female cast called themselves the Lovely Lady Crumps. We'd love to have you come and join us. And favorite part, gosh, it is. I know I'm extremely biased when I say this, but Baxter finally using his powers and severely backfire.
Well, it deals 3d8 damage, but you take 1d4 damage, so it can be extremely useful. It just depends on how you're looking health that day.
I'm just very bloodied, which I was just waiting for the opportune time to go off and heal, but we'll have to save that for the next episode, I guess.
Well, it's been a few days, so you'd be back to full by Christmas Eve morning. You get 1 HP a day.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Awesome. We also have our lovely, bless his heart, clueless botanist, Gunther Dunwich. How are you, Jimmersion? How is that for you?
Yep, doing fine. I'm loving the way the dice rolls are going and keeping Gunther in the dark there, clueless, as you said. I am a Jimmersion across the internets, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I also have Patreon and Ko-fi pages. If you feel the need, you'd like to support what we're doing here, I publish geek content through all of those. Also, go back and check out my articles on Geek and Sundry if you're looking for any good TTRPG hints and help. I've got them all across the internet there. So, let's see. My favorite, well, Gunther's favorite would have been breakfast.
Yes, breakfast is delicious.
As everyone's out, yeah. But mine was, seeing Baxter and his hands. That's an image that's going to sit with Gunther for, even if he is clueless, he's going to remember that, and it's going to. Okay, that's going to be something that I definitely want to ask more questions about. And as I take a swig of water, this water.
Nothing like fresh Elder City water.
Fresh water.
Yum. Also, we've got our fantastic Lena Stoddard, who is, oops, she's maybe brought a couple stowaways on board, but it's fine. Oops, it happens. How are you doing?
All right, guys. I have no regrets.
I did ask.
You did.
I did.
I was like, I did hesitate. I was like, do I want to bring this? Yeah, she would, because Lois wanted her to bring them back.
Yeah.
She now she feels worse.
I've been planning this for a long time.
Gosh. I super loved the all of the bunch of us just crowded around this bucket like, okay, I don't know. Lightning didn't work, fire didn't work. Acid, stab it maybe. Stab it? Have we stabbed it yet?
Science, very very scientific process.
Yeah, that whole sequence of testing many hypotheses was very good.
But you can find me at Little Cup of Joe on Twitter and Twitch across various channels. I stream some TTRPGs on my own channel. I also wrote one, and you can go get it on Itch.io. I'm also Little Cup of Joe over there, so go find it. It's cheaper than a coffee. Well, cheaper than most coffee.
Awesome. You should check it out. Speaking of awesome, and people you should check out, we got Pro Restarter.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, today was super great. Really enjoyed it. I had several favorite moments, just like the bacon, just Baxter. But my favorite moment was just not part of the game. It was just me reacting and breaking you. just randomly making a noise and just making it spiral out of control. That was my favorite part. So,
that's a good part.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I'm Pro Restarter. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all under the same name. I do a slew of stuff, so be sure to check out my Twitter for all the things I do. Coming this fall, I am producing and running a D&D sex positive podcast full of a number of amazing people. So be sure to check that out if you enjoy good storytelling, good roleplay, and erotic fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Speaking of erotic fun, we've got a Hollowtail. I got a segue.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good segue. So yeah.
That's the best segue you're going to get.
So Yeah, I'm Tail. It's been brilliant playing Gain, even with that amazing segue there that I'll always remember. My favorite moment, I've got a lot of them. I think, honestly, though, one of the ones which was like a smaller moment that still was really cool to see, it was actually the call that Hayden had with his publisher and like arranging to have everybody go for a meal when they got back. That was just, oh, my heart. And yeah, no, aside from that, I'm Tail. You can find me on YouTube at /Hollowtail, where I've just posted a new video on making better NPCs, where I go through a 3-tiered kind of process. So come and check that out if you fancy looking at some tabletop RPG content. And also on Twitch at Hollowtail and Twitter at @Hollowtail, where you can see everything I'm getting up to and all the other games that I play in. And once again, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And of course, I'm Lindy. You can find me online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I DM and play in a lot of tabletop RPGs, including Mr. Ravenloft, which is obviously spooky Ravenloft stuff, where they almost got TPK'd last week in about an hour. Tomorrow I'll be here as a player from 2 to 5 p.m. on Cult Divinity Lost. And of course, just check me out on Twitter, follow for all the other systems and tabletop stuff that I'm about and doing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see all you guys next week at our finale. Gotta wrap all this up in a nice little bow next week. We'll see what happens. I'm hopefully nothing but good things. But we'll see you guys next week. Try not to roll 20-minute ones, because we won't be here laughing when you do. And stick around, because Will's gonna run a one-shot an hour each. Or not an hour, like right now. Ha! I remembered that. So check it out. It'll be on like 10 minutes. See y'all. Oh no, I got clicked to the thingy. No, I need the thingy. Hold up. Will, give me back control. No. I need it. I need it. Just let me sting her to the tunnel.
Stop waving.
I literally on the